There's some whores in this house. 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 There's some whores in this house.
Hold up. Okay, folks. Hypothetically, you're a snowflake, I'm your enemy. We debate, you try to get the best of me, but you get destroyed, and then I move to Tennessee. My wife is a doctor who can't get a wop, but that's only because she isn't a thought. Can't you get wet? No, she cannot. This is the reason I'm spitting a lot. That's free speech, I say what I want. I happen to like the system a lot. Over 99 genders, when will it stop? This is the future that liberals want. Everything on the left is absolute insanity. I love Fox News, I salute Sean Hannity, but the Daily Wire is a classical masterpiece. I'm tired of these liberals issuing demands to me. Why won't you reply to me? ALC, send me feet pics quietly. You treat me just like Pelosi, you making me taste defeat when I'd rather taste your feet. Don't tell on me, no do-re-mi. The memes are why this came to be, so don't blame me.
There's some whores in this house. 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 There's some whores in this house.
Hold up, I only spit facts because I actually don't care about your feelings. And I don't care about gay marriage, snowflakes, or glass ceilings. That's right. Maybe one day I'll end up at the White House, at which point you can all give me some Monica. You don't know what that means? Ask Hillary Tubby. It's the thing that's under my yarmulke.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Chud Watch. How are you doing? I'm Hannah. Oh, how's your weekend going? Hope it's going well for everyone. Everything else is taken, yo. Thanks for 37 months. That can't be true. I can't have been doing this for 37 months. I don't believe you. Vinny Sathoff, thanks for 20 months. Andribla, thanks for 11 months. As it turns out, it's difficult to read indoors with sunglasses on when you're using dark mode. I think that catches us up. So that's good. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Haven't done Chud Watch in a while, so this is exciting. Today we're doing a little bit smaller channels, should I say. I think one of the things that burnt me out about Chud Watch is it ends up being people like Ben Shapiro or Matt Walsh all the time, people with a lot of money behind them who have production value, and they come off as, let's say, far more polished and dog whistly than actual Republicans tend to be. So I thought it might be fun to look at, let's call them some grassroots channels. Smaller channels on BitChute or wherever of just, you know, Chud's Chudin'. If you have any recommendations, please let me know throughout the stream. You can just post them in chat. That's fine. We will take a look at TikTok. I don't have as many things specifically picked out for this. That way it's more of a back and forth between you and me and not because I was busy all day. That's definitely not the case. But I do have stuff, and then if you guys want to send me stuff, cool.
Right, so
and if we run out, then we will search together. I will teach you the ways of how I find these creepy weirdos on the internet. And that'll be fun in and of itself. So, you like this shade of eyeshadow? This is a nice shade that we call black. It's just, it's like a black eyeshadow. I literally just... You do have stuff in Discord? I will take a look. It's almost like I should use the Discord for one of its primary intended purposes. And look at the submissions. For the record, I do, most of the time. Oh. Here's one. Oh god, it's Razor Fist. Fuck. Is he unbanned from Twitch? I thought he was suspended for a while. What else? Historical... Oh boy. Yikerinos. That's gonna be bad, I bet.
Greetings, students. I really...
Let me take a look at some more. Oh no, is this one of those assholes going to Target and fucking with them? Yeah. Oh, is this Bryson Gray? Bryson Gray's banned. No, that's not Bryson Gray. Okay. These guys aren't banned to my knowledge, so we can watch their cringe. How haven't you joined the Discord yet? I don't know! Someone get the Discord link so everyone can join. Okay, cool. So we got some more recommendations. But The one I wanted to start with is a gentleman by the name of Raging Rob. We've covered him a few times in the past. He is a denizen of our fine peninsula, Michigan. So that's fun. We're just gonna look at a random smattering of videos from him, because he's just weird. Just weird. Remember, this is the guy, at one point he got kicked out of a Waffle House. You guys remember? He got kicked out of a Waffle House.
What's going on, everybody? You got the Raging Rob here. Everybody's talking about Virginia. I just want to put my 2 cents in about what's going on in Virginia. The big V, the vagina.
I swear to God, I just clicked on a random video. I didn't intend that to be the opening.
Alright. Virginia has always been like a how do I say this? A battleground for the last 2 civil wars. The Revolutionary War. You know, when the British tried taking our guns, we told them to...
Does he think that the Revolutionary War was over the UK trying to take America's guns?
Fuck off.
What? He did say 2 civil wars. I think he's counting the Revolutionary War between the colonists and the UK as a civil war.
You know, the Confederate War, the Civil War. So Virginia's always...
I feel like this is what Chris C.C. from Westchester County was like when he was younger. Feels like we found a time loop or something.
Always been in this kind of state that's kind of how do I say this? It's like with the question mark. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of state it's a what if state kind of much. And I think what's going on is right now in Virginia, you know, this gun control bullshit. It worked in New Jersey, New York, California. They're trying to push it in Oregon. It worked in Maryland. They're having resistance in Illinois. I still got a little bit of a cough. Don't worry. When J.B. Pritzker's fat ass took the governor's seat in Illinois, the first thing he did was give me your guns. Well, it didn't work. He tried passing legislation to, we're going to do social media checks on you, which is a violation of the 4th Amendment, you know, probable cause. Violation of the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Violation of the Second Amendment, you got a right to have guns against the case of tyrannical government. Okay? So, but it didn't.
That is not what the Second Amendment says. The Second Amendment says in order to maintain a militia, basically, that the right to remain armed shall not be infringed. It does not say you should have guns as much as you want because you should murder the government if you don't like it. That's not what the Second Amendment says.
Work. He had resistance in Illinois, and you know, the Patriots...
It's like a well-regulated militia in the blah, 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 blah.
It's in Illinois. You know, why is it that the fucking liberal shitheads in Chicago get to decide who runs the state for the rest of Illinois?
Yes, that's where most of the people live.
Bullshit. You'd be surprised how many patriots are in all the rest of Illinois.
Not as many as are in the capital, apparently, or those that are also in rural areas but don't vote red. Because that's how democracy works. We count the votes, and then the one who gets the most votes wins. Typically, unless you're the president, then we don't do that for stupid reasons people came up with 200 years ago.
Normal, Bloomington, Springfield, and all the...
Does this guy belong to a militia? Does this guy look like he belongs to a militia?
Cornfields and the Effingham.
Okay, would you most likely find this man in A, a training ground for some sort of militia? B, a Krispy Kreme? C, the second Krispy Kreme that he went after the first Krispy Kreme?
And all the other rest of Illinois, where you got, if you ever drove to Illinois outside Chicago, it's kind of like Indiana. It's a big cornfield until you hit the Mississippi River. Okay? I know. I've been in Illinois many times. A lot of
H. Baird with 29 months says, only 40 more months before someone says, nice.
conservatives there. You'd be surprised how many conservatives are there. Same thing with upstate New York. And same thing with these places in Northern California, Jefferson and out in the open.
Yes, we're familiar with the concept that rural voters tend to vote differently than urban voters. We understand that that's a thing. We get it. That's not like, does he think it's a secret? Does he think it's a secret? There are just fewer of you. There are fewer of you. That's how it works.
You'd be surprised how many conservatives are in California. Just last night, I was in Northern California. I was up by Tracy. Just not in city Tracy, but I was outside Tracy. Truck stop. I was wearing my Do Not Tread on Me hat, and I walked outside Denny's. Oh, I love your hat. And some Californians, conservative Californians. They still exist.
I think people are familiar with that, although I do think it's funny that someone was like, oh, fuck yeah, Gadsden flag. What an interesting life. To be like, yeah, that person agrees with me, ideologically.
And that's I really think that California, New York still has some hope. I want to think that. But that's the same thing in what's going on in Virginia. Why does the fucking shitheads in Richmond and the D.C. area get to decide what the rest of the citizens do in the state of Virginia?
Because that's how society works, is that we create systems of law, and then in our society, we have representative government who get sent to the legislatures to create laws and regulations based upon, ideally, the will of the constituents. And if there are more constituents that want society to run one way than another way, then the one where there's more people wins, because that's how democracy works. You're just mad you're part of the smaller group, and you think that because you're more spread out, you get more say? Why? Why do you think that living by fewer things and having fewer people per square mile means that you get more say? That doesn't make any sense. If you want to go live out in the middle of nowhere, that's your right. Go do that. I don't care. But why do you think that you get to impose what you want to do on the majority of people? You don't.
Okay, we should block you off. You have your gun-free zones. Let us live our life with our guns. You don't like it? Fuck you. Well, we're doing it for safety, security, and because I don't like that AR-15, you shouldn't own one. Well, guess what? I don't like assholes that drive Ford Mustangs. And
it's a very specific example.
am I trying to, I'm a Dodge Charger kind of person. I own a Dodge Charger. I don't like Ford.
I'm not a car person, but in my head, the profile of the kind of person that drives a Mustang is the exact same as someone who drives a Charger. Are these fundamentally different demographics of people? They're just both lower-end sports cars, right? I don't know. What? Also, is there, like, an epidemic of people going into public places and murdering people with Ford Mustangs on a regular basis? Because if that was the case, then I think we could have a discussion about doing something about it, or at least, checking who these people are buying all these goddamn murder Mustangs.
I never drove a Ford. Well, I drove a Ford a couple of times, rented cars. But I never owned a Ford. I never will. They're junk. I drove a Ford Mustang a couple times. I didn't like them. I don't want to own one. They're pieces of shit to me. Am I going to say, well, because I don't like them, you can't own a Ford Mustang? Bullshit.
This isn't about not liking something. It's about recognizing the way that we currently do something, allowing things to get into the hands of people who shouldn't have them. Like people who've been convicted of, like, assault or domestic abuse. Crimes that have very large statistical comorbidity with, like, murders with guns. This is not hard to understand. I don't want Raging Rob to not have his excuse to not feel so bad about his penis. If he wants a gun, have a gun. I don't give a shit. Have a gun. But if you have previous crimes or something that indicate that you might be a threat to others, I don't think as a member of society it's unreasonable for most of us to go, hey, You've proven yourself to not care about the safety of others. You don't get a gun. That's not hard to get. Otherwise, have one. I don't give a shit. H-Beard says, muscle cars in general have a habit of jumping curbs and hitting people, mainly due to dumbass drivers not understanding how much power they have. If we're gonna ban anything, can it be the giant, unnecessary pickup trucks that people in... My dad is one of these, like, pickup truck people. He was, at least. Again, I haven't talked to my dad in years. I've mentioned that. But he never did anything with it. It's not like he needed it for work or anything. He wouldn't even put things in the truck bed because he didn't want to get it scratched. It was just some sort of, like, virtue signal to his redneck friends that he was the right political orientation. Very strange.
If you want to own a Ford Mustang, fine. I had an uncle. Well, he wasn't married to my aunt, but my aunt's boyfriend of like 20 fucking years. He loved Ford. He had like a Ford.
How did we get on this? This was about guns. Why is he just going off on the car thing now?
Mustang. His daughter went out and bought a Ford Mustang. My cousin, and that side of my family, they love Ford Mustangs. I don't like them. I drove one once. I hated it. I love my Dodge Charger. But
I use my car to go vroom vroom to the store, and then I come home, and then I don't think about it.
Anyway, just because you don't like something, stop trying to,
I think it's less like people not liking something and more people being concerned about the weekly ritual murders of children taking place at schools all across America. I just feel like we're, like, over it. For a while it was novel. It was like, oh, which kids get murdered this week? Now it's like, I'm not a fan of all these child murders. Let's not do it.
Well, I don't like the AR for teenage.
Chitara says, I wish I would have so little problems that I get mad that my family members have Ford Mustangs. What a weird hill to die on.
27. You should know one. Well, fuck you. Go to your liberal area, and I'll stay in my conservative area. But there's a civil war is gonna start brewing in Virginia.
Build a wall and make the Trump supporters pay for it.
I just got over a nasty cold. Don't mind me. Sorry.
This guy's anti-vax, too, if I need to bring that up.
So anyway. You got 87 counties. Somebody else said it was 90 counties. I don't know exactly. I think it's 87, 88, whatever it is. 87 sheriffs of the 94, 95 counties of Virginia have stood up and said, we will not confiscate the guns. They got this new guy running. I'm from Maricopa County, Arizona.
Literally zero bills are on the table right now to confiscate a single gun. What are you even fucking talking about? If bills like this that would go into effect, if they were passed, would relate to new gun purchases, they're not going to go around and take people's guns. They're just not going to do it. What are you talking about? The fantasy these people have in their head about basic, like, background checks is wild to me. Mike Mack says, look at this ridiculous car. Oh,
hey, mamas.
God.
Let's talk about the memorable features on the Rezvani Vengeance. I'm body armored, and so is this vehicle. For even more protection, you have explosive underbody shielding, bulletproof glass, electrified door handles, military-grade run-flat tires, and a ram steel bumper. If anyone's following you, you have blinding lights in the front and the back, or a smoke screen. Plus my favorite, pepper spray. If you're picking your kids up from the mall, let them know you're there with strobe lights and your intercom. Hey, Bobby, it's your mommy.
I would imagine that this is a vehicle that's primarily sold to, like, high-end, like, protection services. I don't know why it's being used in this context, probably just as a joke. But I would imagine this is a vehicle that, like, if you needed crazy security or felt you needed crazy security and you were rich, you could pay a service and they'd take you somewhere in this. Because you're crazy and you think people need to attack you in a James Bond car.
Your kids will love that it was styled by a video game designer. vengeance
That makes me hate it.
is based on the Cadillac Escalade, so Mama gets heated and ventilated leather seats, curved OLED display with augmented reality, a digital rear view mirror, which is...
That's awful. Can we stop? I understand that in this vehicle in particular it makes sense because the back is like blocked out so you can't really see out the back window. But constantly replacing analog devices and things like mirrors with screens, I'm not a big fan of. Can we not? Fewer things to break on the car, please. Mr. Whiskers says, but can it withstand the blow from a Musk lackey wielding a sledgehammer?
necessary. Vengeance is only yours, and so is everything in this built-in safe. Parents might need to help
Why would you need a safe in the car? You're in the car.
their kiddos open the door, but it's a breeze to get in.
Well, that was awful. Jesus Christ.
We got this shithole.
Gitara says it's interesting that he focuses on the car analogy when it seems like we have more restrictions on who can legally drive than who can own a gun. And in some places it seems like the state can take away your driver's license for less than they can take away your right to own a gun. Yeah, we make sure people are competent to drive vehicles, or at least make a show of it. By requiring, driver's tests and things. We don't do that for guns.
Shit-ass sheriff right now, Paul.
At least not for general ownership. It's going to depending on the state, for things like concealed carry if you need to pass certain things.
Paul, what the hell's his name? I can't even remember. He's just he's a fuckhead. I don't like the guy. He's an illegal immigrant supporter.
Sorry, Fenekagami. Fenekagami says, oh, Hannah, your faith in suburban white women's rationality is cute. How naive you are.
He's just a fucking piece of shit. So, Sheriff Joe Pyle, he's running again. With all due respect, I love Sheriff Joe, but I'm not going to vote for the guy. He's 87 years old. I just think he needs to retire. But we got this other sheriff in Maricopa County, Arizona, running. I can't remember his name. Something Sheldon, or was it Sheridan, or whatever. Cliff Sheridan, or whatever the hell it was. I'm going to vote for that guy. Well, I can't. I'm not registered out of Arizona yet. I'm still living in my truck. I'm trying to save for... I'm registered out of Michigan, so
This guy is all over the place. In videos I've watched, sometimes he's in Michigan, sometimes he's in Texas, I've seen him in Florida. Does he just drive around? What does he do?
I wish I would vote for the guy, but I'm saving up for my big down payment on a house in Arizona. I'm getting the fuck out of Michigan. I used to live in Arizona. I used to have an address there. I moved back for a couple of years, and I came back to Arizona.
Speaking of addresses, if you missed yesterday, I have a P.O. box now, so if you want to send me anything, as long as it is legal and safe, feel free to send it to the P.O. box.
Arizona, I lived out of my truck, still registered out of Michigan, just saving up for that big down payment, But I met Sheriff Joe Pyle a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, at a gun show in Phoenix. Talked to the guy for a minute. Great guy. I just think he's going kind of senile. He's 87 years old, and I just think he should retire. No disrespect to Sheriff Joe. But you got 87, 88 sheriffs in Virginia say, hey, we're not going to confiscate the guns. So the governor, this shithead piece of shit, cocksucking governor, I can't even remember his name, Rotham Nordham or whatever the fuck, some weird-ass name.
H-Beard says, apparently firearm background checks only go back 5 years. The guy who shot up my university had been institutionalized as a teen, kicked out of the army for lying about being institutionalized, and was taking psych meds, yet was able to pass multiple buyer checks for firearms. Lovely.
He says, well, you're what the hell is it called? What the hell they call it? Sanctuary gun counties don't mean shit. I just call in the National Guard. You know what kind of asshole calls in the National Guard against law-abiding citizens? You know who does that shit?
But wouldn't, by definition, you not be a law-abiding citizen if some sort of legislation was passed and you refused to comply with it? By definition, you would not be a law-abiding citizen, right? And again, we're talking about a hypothetical that's not going to happen. No one's confiscating your guns.
Tyrants do that shit. You know what happened to Gaddafi when the people got fucking sick of him because...
I think he got stabbed in the butt. I saw the video. He got stabbed in the butt a lot, and it wasn't funny. It wasn't like a cartoon butt stab. He got stabbed in the anus, and that is not fun.
Of his tyrannical rules, and he was a tyrant. You know what they fucking did to Gaddafi? They
stabbed him in the butthole.
Stormed the fucking building, and they dragged his fucking bloody ass through the fucking streets until he was dead.
Hello, FBI, is this a threat on the bingo card if we were playing bingo?
That's what they do with tyrants.
Tyrants!
Rotham Nordum, you are a fucking tyrant. And
like, if this guy was a bit, it'd be a pretty good bit. Like, what a weird character.
We're not gonna stand for this fuckery. I'm not even a Virginian. I'm an Arizonian and a Michigan.
Like, this feels like a YouTube character circa, like, 2007. Kind of like when Boogie was doing the, whatever, Francis stuff. This feels a little bit like that. But he's real.
Gander. Born and raised Michigander, Arizonian. That's who I am. A mix of both. I'm not a Virginian. But as a patriot, I stand with my Virginians.
I'm sure Dr. Pepper appreciates you sponsoring by keeping the logo very clean. Dr. Pepper, we disavow whatever the fuck this is.
Because we're not going to stand for this tyranny. I'm not going to issue any threats.
Didn't you just imply that people who do anything in regard to gun bills should be dragged through the streets? Like, you understand that we can follow your train of thought, right? It's a stupid train of thought, but I followed it. You weren't sly with the implication.
But my advice to the Virginians, do not comply against this tyrant. You know, do what you're gonna do. I'm not saying you should do anything crazy, but...
I'm not saying you should do anything crazy, but remember how, you know, people would do bad things and they'd get dragged through the street?
But if you do, word of advice, well, the Second Amendment was written. Now, I don't want to hear all you fucking liberal dumbasses, Shannon Watts, and Michael Bloomberg, and all these fucking stupid Democrats come out and say, well, we support the Second Amendment. Us at Moms Demand Action, we support the Second Amendment. But, no, there is no but!
Do you think that there were no, like, laws at all in history regarding weapons up until recently? It just kind of feels weird how Americans in particular, some of them are so specific about, like, no, not a single fucking law about guns. Guns are fucking holy, and you can't even, if you don't look at a gun with anything less than lust, it is a sin against George Washington himself. Like, really, you think they wrote that with the intention that there should be no legislation ever in the future of America about any kind of weapon that was a gun ever? You think that's genuinely the intent, is that there will be nothing at all? That's nuts. That's frankly fucking crazy, and you sound like a lunatic.
My ass is right here! This is my fucking butt!
Alright. Cool.
Okay? Your butt is on your buttocks! This is my fucking butt! Okay? Your butt is on your buttocks!
I feel like I've spent a lot of time in my life trying to learn how to communicate effectively, how to entertain people, and even how to tell a joke now and again. And yet, time and time again, I will never be as funny as people like this on the internet. It's kind of sad. Bumble Homestead says, not like there's anything in the first 4 words of the Second Amendment about regulation. H-Beard says, what's funny is the Second Amendment talks about arms, not firearms, yet things like brass knuckles, switchblades, and nunchucks are straight up banned all over the place. It's Ninja Turtles' fault. I'm telling you, we could have all had sweet-ass nunchaku. But they had to ruin it.
Okay.
Stupid children, they're turtles. You don't have the same powers as turtles. Don't kill your kid brother with nunchucks.
There is no but in the Second Amendment. It's
a well-regulated militia
says that we should have the armed citizenry should have enough guns, what they think is reasonable, to fight against a tyrannical government.
What does he think the specific wording of the Second Amendment is? I'm so confused. Fenekagami said Americans treat guns like a cross they serve to the same function in our culture. Yeah.
If that time ever...
Yeah, that's not... I don't think he knows what the Second Amendment actually says. I think vague ideas about overtaking the government have just become so culturally ingrained in some Second Amendment type people, Gadsden flag type people, that he probably just, through cultural osmosis, thinks that that's what the Second Amendment says. He probably just thinks it says, like, Americans have unlimited right to every weapon ever because they might want to murder the government. It's kind of what it seems like he thinks it says.
Comes where they say, give me your guns. That's why the Second Amendment was written.
No, it wasn't. It's because we didn't have a standing army. Like, hey, again, I've said this before. I'm not against, like, no one having guns. I get it. I'll get the bits in a second. I get it. I'm not saying no one should ever have guns. But my god, the exact people who are like this and freak out about even the smallest amount of laws or regulations applied to deadly murder machines, these are the people who shouldn't have guns. They are emotionally unstable and should not have a button that they can click that just goes, oh, whoever's in front of this is murdered now. It's just irresponsible. Mike Max says, you know what's ridiculous is when anyone outside the Republican Party say anything bad about the U.S., they're told to leave the country, but when the right does it, they think it's patriotic to rise up and do a civil war, because they think they're the default. They think they're Americans, and everyone else who isn't like them are Americans.
If you don't support that, then you don't support the Second Amendment. Shut the fuck up, Shannon Watts. You don't support the Second Amendment. Shut your goddamn pie hole. And shut the fuck up, Rotham Northam. And shut the fuck up, Beto O'Rourke and Michael Bitchberg. You don't support the Second Amendment. You don't. So shut the fuck up. Because that's why the Second Amendment was written. Joe pedophile Biden, well, I support the Second Amendment, but we need to ban assault rifles. Shut the fuck up, you pedophile.
I find it so disrespectful that Republicans constantly use pedophile and groomer as pejoratives towards just random people and not actual pedophiles and people who groom children. It lessens the impact of words that should have a meaning because people who do things like that deserve everyone's derision. But once it's watered down to just mean, I don't like you, to anyone you don't like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Please? Fenekagami says, anyone who brags about their guns are the exact type of people who shouldn't have them. Their bragging proves they're itching to use them. It depends on the context, too, because of course people use guns for sport, for hunting, for target shooting, whatever. And people are allowed to have, like, hobbies and interests. Like, if you're genuinely just like, oh, I got this new rifle in and it does this and it's from this manufacturer, you know, whatever. I get it. Be excited about your hobby. But when people are like, I could murder so many fucking liberals with this thing... Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay? You don't support the Second Amendment. We do! Right-hand North.
Like, people in I feel like do American Republicans, I say that like they're non-American Republicans, do Republicans know that, like, in Canada, people own guns in Canada, people own guns in other countries and use them for, like, target shooting or hunting in specific contexts? They just don't have a fetish for them the way that these people do. Stinks of the Internet says, I knew I heard this guy's voice somewhere before.
So what are you doing to protect my constitutional right to bear doomsday devices?
Well, first off, we're gonna get rid of that 3-day waiting period for mad scientists.
Damn straight. Today the mad scientist can't get a doomsday device. Tomorrow it's the mad grad student. Where will it end?
Amen, brother. I don't go anywhere without my mutated anthrax. For duck hunting.
So
Northam, you're not taking our guns. You're gonna send in the National Guard. You got plenty of National Guard members that are coming out on social media saying, I'm not gonna
Carnio1 with 20 months.
confiscate guns from law-abiding citizens.
Again, that's not on, like, the books. That's not gonna happen. But if it was, then they'd just be court-martialed for not following orders, or they'd be dishonorably discharged or whatever. Like, it is what it is. It's fine.
We're not gonna...
It's like the people in the military who were like, I'm not gonna get vaccinated for COVID, and then they got kicked out. They can do that. That's their choice. But, like, I'm not gonna clap for you. Bummel Homestead with 100 bits kicks off a hype train.
To do it. They took an oath to the United States Constitution to follow the Constitution, uphold the Constitution, not the shitheads in Richmond, and not the shitheads in D.C. Donald Trump is draining the swamp, but you still got a few shitheads there. We got the stupidest Congress in the history of this country.
Wow, what a hot take. Did you guys ever hear someone say, current Congress is the worst Congress ever?
We got some fucking dumbbell from the Bronx, some fucking stupid bitch bartender that doesn't know shit. We got this stupid fucking cunt in Minnesota that supports terrorists. We got this stupid fucking shithead.
Fucking all sorts of bigoted and sexist and weird anti-working people sentiment. This is a whole ball of anger.
In Detroit, Rashida Tlaib.
46% to level 1 on the hype train.
That's our fucking Congress now. A bunch of shitheads.
I wonder what causes someone like this to be this angry. Like genuinely, what is he lacking in his life that he channels whatever he's feeling into anger? Because obviously something's going on. There's some sort of anger already here that has been channeled into these avenues of hating specific groups of people who he considers other than himself, who he feels are some way destructive to his way of life. Like, what is he angry about? It's interesting.
Any law enforcement agency, any law enforcement officer, or member of the National Guard or military, they took an oath in their police academy to follow the Constitution of the United States of America, not the shitheads that gave them an order.
He doesn't have the light of the main man in his life. That must be it.
If you
50% to level 1.
confiscate guns from a citizen, you are a tyrant, you are a traitor. And you deserve what's coming to you.
Remember earlier when he was like, I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But they deserve what's coming to them. Mixed messages. Mixed messages. Moira Soma with 100 bits says, it was legal to own automatic weapons here in Norway if you were in a gun club. Then Anders Børing Breivik killed 67 young men with them and we banned them because we learned from our mistakes. That must be nice living in a country where people do that. Feels like it would be less maddening. So that's cool.
Rothan Norden, whatever the fuck your name is, it's coming. Civil war is brewing. You're asking for it, and it's fucking coming. Because we're not gonna stand for this shit.
If nothing else, I do feel better that if there were some sort of civil conflict that was broken out this is our enemy, so, like, it's not good, but things could be worse. It's just John Doyle and 3 million of this guy. Minute left on the hype train. Dead air. He's staring into my goddamn soul. What is he doing? Oh my god. Do I have 7 days to live now? Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Oh, you're great, Nemesaur. Thank you so much. Meek with 45 bits says, speaking of John, what happened to him? He just hasn't been posting. I don't know what's going on with him. 19% to level 4 on the hype train, thanks to Nemesaur. Appreciate ya.
You know what I'm thinking?
I need to take in that pregnant pause again. It's just... feels like he's having Vietnam flashbacks. Has anyone seen Pearl? Has anyone seen the end of Pearl? Oh.
You know what I'm thinking?
Bumble Homestead with 200 bits says, on a related note, husband is applying for remote jobs and we're out of Texas as soon as kiddo graduates. Kiddo is leaving the damn country because of gesticulates at everything, and I'd like to live somewhere they feel safe visiting. That sounds great. I'm very happy for you.
I'm thinking that the citizens of Virginia, if the Civil War does brew, and it probably is going to brew.
You can hear it percolating like Mr. Coffee at 6 a.m. Sparkly Flowers, thanks for bits. 30% to level 4.
You see what happened in the movie?
You know what's a weird thing? This is the thing I used to do too, when I was not out and I was presenting, mask. What is up with, and I wish I had an answer to this, but I don't, even though I used to do it. When I was presenting as a man, when I'm recording or live streaming, I'd just burp too. I'd just be like, I'm just talking and I'm gonna burp. It's disgusting. What was that? Why are we okay with this, socially? I'm glad I don't do it anymore. Disgusting. Disgusting. H Baird with 100 bits says, it's one thing to rant to yourself, it's quite another to turn around and upload it to the internet. That's why I'm saying this guy and Chris, they're very similar. They're even in vans. I'm not saying I don't do it in front of, like, my wife or family. Of course I burp in front of them, but, like, if I'm in front of you guys and there's 170 of you here, I'm not just gonna burp in front of all of you. I think it's rude. Only my wife agreed to be bothered by my various gases.
See what happened in the movie The Hunger Games, the second one, where the citizens stormed at whatever and overthrew that asshole?
Are you thinking of the fourth one? I think that's the fourth one.
Mr. Snow, the tyrant, or whatever the hell his name was. Yeah.
Moira Soma says, I just saw John Doyle in a debate where he said, divorce isn't a thing. It must be great to just pretend things don't exist. I don't have that ability, otherwise I wouldn't believe John Doyle existed. That would be nice. What a serene world. Oh my god. I think I saw a clip of that. That guy's nuts. It was on some podcast, right? Because I know he stopped doing videos on his own channel, and he was doing stuff with Elijah Schaefer for a little bit. And then recently I saw a clip of him on some podcast, And he and the other dudes were being just absolutely humiliated by some women who were on there.
Rathan Northam, my advice to you is, you got 3 options. Number 1 is resign. Number 2, you can stay governor, but shut the fuck up and let us do our thing as patriots in Virginia. I'm not from Virginia. I'm speaking for the patriots in Virginia.
You're not even one of his constituents. Why the fuck would he listen to you?
Number 3 is
oh shit, 10 seconds left on the hype train. Whoops.
continue your tactical raise.
I'm a bad train conductor.
And the people are going to
Thanks for the level 3 train, everyone.
rise up. And they're going to do what they're going to do. And you're going to be on the receiving end of it, and it ain't going to be very nice. Because I'm not issuing any threats, I'm just saying...
I'm not issuing threats. I'm just saying, you know, I'm gonna murder you.
What could happen?
It'd be a shame if something happened to it, is the implication. It's because of the implication.
Because history... If you look at history in this world...
That is where history happened.
Other countries... You know what they did? They rose up and overthrew tyrants. They, back in the day, back in the Stone Age days, and, 600, 700 AD, and back in those days, they...
You think 600 AD was the Stone Age? No, he said and. I'm being pedantic. He said and.
Overthrew kings. The people rose up...
It was strange phrasing, though. The Stone Age in 680 AD. 2 very specific periods of time.
And they knew a few were gonna get slaughtered. They took their swords and they overthrew the fucking...
Did you already have the QAnon Musical Rumble page? It's not the whole thing, but it's a few more songs. Thank you. I actually hadn't gotten that yet. So I appreciate it. Saved.
King. Okay, that's what they did.
Like, statistically, that didn't happen very often. Like, I understand we have this pop cultural notion of, like, kings being overthrown, and it happens in fiction a lot, but historically that didn't happen. Monarchies were quite successful, historically, and lasted for long periods of time often, and if they were overthrown, it was usually by other kings or queens from other countries who then, like, took over their kingdoms. Very seldom did just peasants or randos take over the country. That was not common, historically. Stuff like the French Revolution, that's notable for a reason, because that kind of thing didn't happen very often.
And if it comes to that...
The tyrants. Oh my fucking god. Why does the TIE fighter sound like someone screaming in agony?
And this Virginia governor is on the receiving end of it. And he got what he deserved. Because it's right in the United States Constitution. We have the right to overthrow. And rebel against the government. For all you fucking libtards out there calling me a domestic terrorist. Actually, you're the fucking domestic terrorist.
No, you! Sir, this video is literally full of you saying that you want to murder a bunch of people and then saying, like, no, but not really, though, because I don't want to get my YouTube channel taken down. You don't get to just be like, I'm not violent, it's you for calling out my violence. You can do that, but you look like an asshole.
You're the fucking traitor. You need to look at your Constitution, okay?
You don't even seem like you know what the Second Amendment says.
There's 170 countries in this fucking world. If you don't like this one, Canada's borders are open.
You fucking leave then. You leave. You're in the minority. Fuck off.
I'm sure there's a lot of Middle Eastern shitholes that like to have you. China's borders are open. Russia's open. A few other countries are open.
Does he think that it's free and genuinely open to just go live in other countries? Like, it costs thousands of dollars just to apply for citizenship in Canada. Like, does he think he can just walk into Canada? I would be in Canada. Like, no, what are you talking about?
Open. Mexico. Make your bed.
Bubble Homestead says, I wish Canada's borders were open.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, what a lovely, lovely guy. Did any of you see the title of this video? It's quite possibly the greatest title to a video in human history. Hats off, butter shave. What do you want me to wear for the hats off? Hard hat. Oh, that one hasn't been picked in a while. Okay, let me get it. He's in his dress shirt, guys. This is his church clothes. Oh. Now I'm protected. Mentally. H-Baird says this guy could probably go to Russia easily. I'm sure he could get a job in the Russian army, right? Probably true. Hydrate. The title of this video is I saw 8 homosexuals inside Wendy's. Alright, let's learn about the incident. Taradona says, Sir, this is a leather bar.
This is peach tropical drink. It's pretty good. I got sunburned really bad on Friday. It was a little worse than it's worse than I thought it was. I was, thinking about moving to Florida because, it's warm and nice and it's cheaper than Arizona as far as the housing market goes. I live in a truck, so eventually I'm going to want to settle down somewhere. I've been living in a truck for the past, let me see, about 5 years. About 4 years. Before that, I had an apartment in Arizona, Phoenix. But I got sunburned really bad. I don't know, it must be the tropical sun. I went to Huntington Beach, California.
Get to the gays and the
last
Wendy's.
Year. I didn't burn that bad. I went to, Philippines last year before. The beach, I didn't burn that.
Sorry, there's a bit. Who's Your Friend says, I feel like he's what would happen if Chili and Cece had a baby.
That bad. I don't know. I get to the beach on Fort Pierce, Florida, Friday afternoon, and man, I just fucking burned. Even when it was cloudy, that doesn't matter. The clouds, I don't know. Anyway, I got this stuff called Sarna, whatever this is, this cream I bought at Walmart. It's helping somewhat. It's helping relieve the pain. I've been in pain the last fucking since Saturday morning. And today's Sunday.
I'm sorry if you guys find this not interesting. I am so fascinated by this. I have this weird fascination with strange people. I don't know if it's healthy, but it's something that I have, so I find all of this just fascinating. Midnight with 26 months says, I wish I had 14 werewolf boyfriends. I hope you get your wish someday.
So I've been about the last day I've been in pain. Shoulders hurt real bad. So,
like, I'm so curious, who does he think the unironic audience for this vlog is? Because I didn't mention this, but he has like 6 YouTube channels. He has like 6 YouTube channels, and his videos do not get many views. And he posts on them semi-regularly. I'm so confused who he's doing this for.
I'll think again. I didn't put any sunscreen on, and that was my fault. I had an umbrella, but it was a piece of shit, so... But I'll think twice next time I put sunscreen on. Maybe I won't spend as much time on the beach. I spent about 4 hours there. Maybe I should cut it down to like 2 hours. And I spent a lot of time in the water, so maybe...
Sunscreen.
It's the sun reflecting on the water that, you know, really... I don't know. It was kind of cloudy, so but the clouds don't matter. Those rays will go right through those clouds.
The gays and the Wendys were us all along.
So anyway, I just came out at Wendy's, and there was 8, I shit you not, 8 homosexuals there.
It wasn't clickbait.
And there was 8, I shit you not, 8 homosexuals there.
I'm so interested to hear how he sussed out the sexuality of these 8 individuals.
At lunch.
Gays often travel in packs of 8. That's why they're called an ocho of gays. Look over there, in the wild, an ocho of gays.
Let me just say that for a time there in Phoenix, Arizona, I was a nighttime cab driver for a time, for about 3 years. And,
what does this have to do with the Wendy's gays? What?
I walked inside of a gay bar once. Looking for my fare. Oh boy, people are gonna use that right there for their videos. Let me just say, I know how it feels now to be molested.
He thinks they all wanted him. Oh, honey, no, honey. Oh, hun. Oh, no. Oh, no, sir. Oh, sir. Oh, sir. I think the inherent humor is self-evident. I don't think I need to explain why that's funny. You guys get it.
I walked inside that bar and it looks like I felt like...
Yeah, they probably stared at him because he looks like a psycho.
A hot chick.
Sir, you are not the hot chick of men. Like, there's a pretty wide range of things that can be, like, you know, attractive in men, and that's subjective for people. You are not the equivalent... I cannot express to you in few words how not that you are. I cannot express to you adequately that you are not that in any way, shape, or form I don't believe anyone has ever looked upon you with lust.
You know, as soon as I turn around, everybody's looking at my ass. You know, a hot chick you see on the side.
Sir, I don't even believe you wipe your ass because you probably think it's gay. Your ass...
I walk, you know...
I'm not gonna do shit jokes. We're not doing shit jokes.
Turns around, you look at her ass. I know how it feels now to get eye molested.
I guarantee you, you do not. No one is looking at you and going, "Aw, yeah," and certainly not, "Nope."
I was molested, Eiley.
Oh, I gotta stop snorting on camera.
Just now, a few minutes ago, getting lunch here in South Georgia at a location unknown inside the Wendy's.
Again, if this was like an Andy Kaufman-esque character, this man would be a genius.
Of these turds were sitting at the lunch table.
I'm still confused why he assumes that these people were gay. I'm not clear. They might have just been looking at you because you look disheveled, because you're in like a shirt with holes and stuff. Maybe you stink. I don't know. Like, I don't know why people are looking at you, but I don't think they were lustful for your ass. I know what it looks like when someone's staring at you lustful for your ass. And I don't think you do.
There was two in line in front of me. Had their arms wrapped around each other. They ordered ice cream, vanilla ice cream.
Sir, you're at a Wendy's. You're at a Wendy's, sir. Frosties are like one of their primary things. Are you making fun of people for getting... is ice cream gay now? Did he assume they were gay because they were eating Frosties? What?
I sat down on the other side of the lunchroom just to get as far away from them as I could. And I was still getting them looking at me like, oh my god. I'm not a violent person. I'm not a violent person.
I feel like nothing is going to come good of anything that's going to come out of his mouth after this.
I'm not the kind of person that, you know, is gonna go out in public and beat up gays.
This guy's got so many fucking issues. I no longer feel bad that he's living in his car.
Just because they're gay. You know, as long as they keep to themselves.
They are! You are projecting! Those men were not looking at you. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. He's being this rude about this and saying he's gonna assault people. Sir, you're fucking ugly. You're not hot. You probably could. You're like a normal enough looking dude, like if you groomed yourself, but you look gross. You look like a ratty dude who doesn't wipe or wash his fucking ass. You probably smell. Like, that's just what it is. They were not looking at you lustfully. They have better options. Fuck, there's 8 of them there.
And stay the heck away from me. We should be good. I don't have any remorse for them or sympathy for them. But if they, you know, in public, they mind their own business, I'm not going to bother them. They want to kiss each other and make out in public, even if they want to butt fuck each other in public, I'm not going to pay no attention to it.
I mean, if people are butt fucking in public, you can probably like do something about that. That's a lot. You can not like people having sex in public no matter what hole is being used. You can be upset about people fucking in public. That's fine. I am okay with that.
I'm just gonna walk away.
In the Wendy's. Just going for a Frosty and there's just going at it near the fucking salad bar. The salad bar is gone. It's just full of amyl nitrate. Oh. Stone Corbell says, going for a Frosty, is that what people are calling it these days?
They come over to me to say something. They come over to me and try to pick me up or anything. We got a problem. And it ain't gonna...
No one hit on you. No one wanted you.
You know what I'm saying?
That was about as convincing as if I tried to, like, be physically threatening. Oh, I'll fight you. It's the least intimidating. He rolled a 1 on that intimidation check. And he does not have a positive, he does not have a positive, charisma score.
I'm not a violent person. Once again, I'm not a violent person. I'm really not. I'm against violence.
I'm against violence, so let's talk about in every video how I want to hurt the people I don't agree with.
In all shapes and forms. But I don't like getting eye molested.
Congratulations! Continue with exactly what you're doing then. You won't have to worry.
I know what a hot chick feels like when a guy's looking at her ass now.
How could he believe this? How could he believe this about himself? How could he be this unself-aware?
It's sickening. It's disgusting. 8 of them. 8 of them.
He almost sounds proud. I feel like underpinning this is a little bit of pride that I don't think this happened, to be clear, but he thinks it did, and somewhere I think he wants it to be true. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, homophobes are just secretly gays. I think that's offensive. I don't think that's true. But, like, it feels like he kind of likes it. Like, it's got a little bit of bottom energy, and I know what that's about, you know? It's got a little bit of that, like, ooh... They wanted me. You know, like, it's got that thing going on.
I feel so molested right now. I mean,
he looks like he's trying not to smile. Look at this. Let's go frame by frame. That is the joy. That is bottom joy. That is a fucking fact. Look at this. Look at this liar.
I feel so molested right now. I mean,
I feel so molested right now. All of their eyes looking at me.
I understand. These feminists that come on here and...
It was... doing the calculations of if I should do this. Sure. Oh, the other day I was at... the other day I was at Wendy's. I was picking up my 10-piece chicken nugget, and I was wearing my favorite ripped white t-shirt. Oh my god. I hadn't wiped my ass in years. And with... And as my stank wafted past the table as I left, there were 8 strong daddies there. Eye molesting. Fern Evergreen, thanks for gifting a sub. Appreciate it.
Complain because a Donald Trump supporter was looking at them and they feel like they were raped. I know what they feel like now.
That's so fucking offensive. Lennon Cat says, knowing the people I know, I bet they were actually whispering shit talking about him as they all glanced over to judge him. Probably. ASMR channel when I'll just record things specifically for you, Baha. I'll just record you messages.
I was irate. I feel so sexually assaulted. I feel so offended. I know what they feel like. I know what these liberals feel like now. I'm gonna go to my safe space. I'm gonna cry rape. I'm gonna cry about it the rest of the day, like a libtard.
Fenekigami says, did he just admit Trump supporters are R-words? I guess.
Anyway, somebody on my other channel is sending me death threats.
It's hypocritical of you, considering how often you threaten other
I don't know.
people.
I exposed it on Tumblr, so anyway.
He has a Tumblr?
I'm out.
He doesn't seem like a Tumblr guy to me. He's very into Super Hulock. Oh, he's into like bullshit Q stuff too.
Alright guys, we got more breaking news. Things are getting more wilder and wilder. The end of the Catholic Church as we know it, as the Pope is arrested and charged with being a pedophile.
That didn't happen.
Okay, the link that I put in my description of the other video was deleted. I got multiple people saying they now believe it is.
Baha said I should make an... I can't say the name of the website on Twitch, I don't think. I think it's a TOS thing. But she says, make an only... where you only mock chuds in a breathy ASMR voice.
The truth, because it's been deleted. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay. Donald Trump has signed the Insurrection Act.
Meek with 55-bit says, Rob is the type of Michigander that I've met in such wonderful places like Utica, Kalamazoo, the Salt, Merrill, and Sturgis. Real Michiganders know what I mean.
Okay, which gives the military power to keep Donald Trump in office. Looking at the information here. Democrats have laid groundwork for impeaching again. So you have to ask yourself, why would the Democrats try to impeach Trump if he's only got 10 days left? You know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Because he tried to do an insurrection. He tried to get his followers to kill Congress. Which was a pretty good reason. Fenekigami says, I wish the Catholic Church would end soon. I say this as a Catholic.
Why? Because the Democrats know, the Democrats in Congress, they know something.
Martin Luther intensifies.
Pence is not going to inflict the 25th Amendment to get Trump out of office. That's not going to happen. But I got intel. Trump is going to sign Insurrection Act.
He got intel, guys.
CNN is seeking to destroy Fox News forever. The end of the Catholic Church as the Pope has been arrested. And General Michael Flynn to be appointed Vice President. Mike Pence to resign. This is big news, people. Breaking fucking news. More arrests in Capitol breach. Up to 80 arrested now. Family members of Trump supporter trampled to death in riots at Capitol say president is to blame. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of shit going on. Donald Trump has signed the Insurrection Act. General Michael Flynn is going to be the appointed vice president.
How old is this video? 2 years.
We have 3 aircraft carriers.
This was right after January 6th, but before January 20th. Somewhere in that period.
Off the coast of China. We got a lot of shit going on here, man. Oh my god, this is fucking it. If you own stock in Amazon and Apple, cash it out immediately, as the stocks are going to plummet due to Amazon banning Parler app and Apple banning the Parler app from its iPhone.
Hello, legendary vegan.
Parler
Thanks for following.
app is struggling to survive now. They're going to end up just like Gab, where they're going to be struggling to survive. You know what I'm saying? Lots of shit going on. The Catholic Church is coming to an end. A lot of shit going on. North Carolina issues statewide 10 p.m. curfew. California issues travel advisory. You're not allowed to travel more than 120 miles from your home. Shit's getting real. Quebec, Canada has issued an 8 p.m. curfew with police 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. People cannot leave their house. Police
It's weird that, like, the conspiracy theorists like this never admit they were wrong. Like, when they were saying that, like, restrictions for COVID, like, this is them, they're clamping down, one world government, blah, blah. And then, like, that didn't happen, and now everything's basically back to how it was before, you know, the pandemic, except now more people do work from home, and it's socially acceptable to wear a mask. Like, everything's the same? Does that even make them a little bit go, hey, maybe I was wrong about that, maybe I'm wrong about other things? No. No self-reflection.
Office. I would tell you why. Because they know something. But here's also what's going on. Here's what might be going on. Some of these elites that are seemingly to get arrested are not actually getting arrested. They're looking to get it looks like they're getting arrested, and they're actually going into hiding in their bunkers as the world gets ready for the release of another type of virus. It's going to be worse than COVID-19, and shit's really going to hit the fan, and the elite's going to hide in their bunkers. So it looks like they're getting arrested when they're actually being taken away and hide in their bunkers. So I'm trying to get more stuff on the...
Are the bunkers in the room with us right now?
Pope arrest, if he's actually hiding in a bunker, if it's fake. My last video, the description...
Does the Pope need a bunker? Isn't the Vatican kind of like a de facto bunker? It's like a whole independent nation state, right? So that feels like a social bunker.
The link was taken down, so I must be on to something. Okay. So I don't know. I might have to go to BitChute because they might lock my...
He has an escape route. I'm sure he does. I've read Dan Brown books.
YouTube channel.
Unfortunately.
A lot of shit going on, man. Things are getting crazy. So, yeah. Also in the news, scientists say the Earth is spinning faster than it has in decades. Wow, this is big.
This man is genuinely fucking insane, and I love it. I love him. He's a terrible human being, and he's so funny, and it's great. This is excellent. Rest in peace, Bob Dole.
What's going on, everybody? You have the Raging Rob here. I want to send my special...
How is DWAC stock doing? DWAC stock... Still hovering around 13. That's a shame. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. This is, like, kind of unrelated. Health, Sanctuary... Peter deleted all his videos. Peter either privated or deleted all of his videos. I have some of them saved, though not most of them. So Peter has officially become, for the most part, lost media. Let me see if I actually messaged him on Truth Social the other day when this happened to see if he was doing okay and inquire about this, basically. He hasn't responded. So maybe he's embarrassed by all the stuff he did. I don't know. He's still definitely an anti-vaxxer, though he changed the name of the channel to World's Healthiest Person. So I'm wondering if he's planning on retooling and coming back with this as his thing. Either way, on a personal level, I'm happy for him. It's best if he moves past all this stuff. On a professional level, I'm devastated. Cause my God, what a beautiful specimen he's been. I guess the way to watch most of his videos is watching my commentary. So I guess they're not lost media in the sense that they're completely lost. You can watch them, you just have to watch me commenting on them on my YouTube channel. I have a whole Peter playlist. So truly, I have archived for the history books, Peter. In 1,000 years, I'll be long forgotten, but our boy Peter, he'll be remembered. He'll be remembered.
What's going on, everybody? Got the Raging Rob here. I'm wearing my anti-liberal t-shirt.
Isaac Inanimate, thanks for 18 months as I aborted our second sub-baby. Hail Satan. Okay, well, its ghost baby name is Hieronymus Porticelli.
NRA hat.
Hieronymus Porticelli. The ghost with diabetes.
It's Friday. I'm in Indianapolis. Hopefully my truck is done at the dealership today. If it's going to be the weekend, I'm getting a rent-a-car. I'm going back up to Michigan to visit my family for the weekend. I'm not going to spend the weekend down here in Indy. Somebody's contacting me, okay? So anyway, I'm having problems with Instagram. Instagram decided to block my IP address. I get into a feud in the comments section of some anti-gunner, March for Our Lives nerds, whatever. And they decided to report me, and my Instagram got disabled. And now I can't get on, so I went to create another account through Facebook. Well, sorry, you're blocked from signing up. So I went to, what the hell did I do? I went to, I tried a couple other things. I tried to sign up with Instagram through the email, just email sign up, didn't work. Facebook sign up, didn't work. So I even tried to log into a couple of accounts that I had from years ago, like backups. Sorry, you can't sign in right now. They're blocking my IP address. Thank God I have IP blocker. My IP address changes a lot. I just got to configure a few things on my phone. Anyway, so Instagram, I'm smarter than you. You're not going to stop me. Instagram, hey, wait, you can't trust them. They're owned by Facebook. Hey.
Hydrate.
This is the first time I lost an account on Instagram in like a year and a half. So I'm everywhere. Guess what? Raging Rob is everywhere, and you're not going to stop me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I don't care. I go to Gab, I don't care.
Unironically, this guy might be responsible for a mass shooting one day. He's kind of fucking crazy.
Snapchat, okay, I don't care. If they got a social media network called Balls, okay, I'm going to go on it.
Did he just zoom in on his balls?
I'm on every platform, and that's the way it's going to be, because you're not going to stop me. Instagram, block my IP. I thought of that one too. NordVPN is one of the IP blockers, as well as about 15 others. I'm not going to go in details. Instagram wants to block my IP address. I've already got that figured out. If I hate these social media platforms so much, why do I go on them? Why? To terrorize liberals. Not really, just to put the word out about what's going on and shit like that. Using their own weapons of mass destruction against them is pretty much what I'm doing. Exercising my free speech, which they violate daily.
Your First Amendment right is that the government can't censor you. Facebook isn't the government. Twitter isn't the government. Like, I think Elon Musk is dog shit and that Twitter is dog shit. But he's within his legal rights to make Twitter dog shit. You know what I mean? I'm not bitching about that. It's not a rights thing. Use something else or fuck off.
And because of how popular they are, because I have a voice and I need to get it out there, so I'm using all weapons against them. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're using their weapons to censor us. We can't allow this to happen. So fuck you, Instagram. I've already got it figured out. I'll be back, and I will be back. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna.
He's directly threatening the hypothetical concept of the company of Instagram. What are you gonna do, Instagram? Who do you think you're talking to?
Ban me again? Guess what? I'm gonna be back, and that's the way it is. Instagram, owned by Facebook. Now Google wants to buy out Twitter. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
I wish Google had bought out Twitter.
I don't know.
Lesser of two evils.
So anyway.
Rageology with 50 bits says, we can go to the Peter playlist and relive not just his arc, but also our own, as we in chat go from he seems nice despite it all to he's in a gun cult to he said what about his political enemies? All hope dies in the end. True.
I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, waiting on my truck to get out of the dealer. Here's my shirt. What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Probably can't. It says, hey, Snowflake. Hey, Snowflake. That's you, jackass. I'm talking to you, fucking Snowflake. Stop.
You're making a video yelling at a website because you got an IP ban, and you're calling other people snowflakes. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Stop banning me from the internet, Snowflake. You are the Snowflake. You know what these liberals did? They took, well, we're the resistance. No, us right-wing conservatives came up with the resistance first. The resistance against government tyranny. Now you fuckers took that resistance against Donald Trump. No, we came up with Snowflake first. Stop stealing our shit.
Does he think Donald Trump isn't part of the government as the president, which he was at the time of the filming of this video?
Liberals, okay?
What's going on, everybody? You got the Raging Rob here. I'm in downtown Detroit right now. We're protesting the FBI.
I'm sorry. I know we spent like 95% of this stream just watching this guy, but he's fascinating. What a strange character.
Where I'm at.
He's like every caricature of a Chud I could come up with. Like, if I made this a character, people would like be like, come on, this is a little broad as a character. Does he have a response to Trump losing the election? And he's definitely mad. We can go try and look at it. After this video, I'll look for around that time. His name is Raging Rob. He has like 5 or 6 different channels. All called some variation of Raging Rob.
These communist shitbags. Channel 4, yeah. They're the worst ones in Michigan, to be honest. Worst ones.
Fennikagami says, considering that conservatives were the royalists during the revolution, progressives are the OG resistance.
Anyway, I got my American flag in here. Going to the FBI headquarters building here in Michigan. We're gonna go to an FBI protest here in downtown Detroit.
You're gonna stand in front of the FBI building with an American flag? Alright.
Detroit City. These communist shitbags over here. I think it's that building right there. My car, my Nissan Altima. Big city today, huh? I gotta go down I gotta go down to the next street and cut over. Yeah, it's that building right there, I think. Yep. That's the FBI building here in downtown Detroit. In the FBI against Trump, which I'm not really a Trump supporter, but it's the fact of what they're doing.
I'm not a Trump supporter. I am, however, going to go down to Detroit and bring an American flag and stand in front of the FBI specifically for an action they took against Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, though. Rachology says, I used to be a raging Rob, but then I transitioned into a ravishing Rachel. That's my character arc, and I'm pleased with it. I appreciate that you, had that character arc.
Biden has used the FBI to weaponize against the our patriots.
This is from 8 days ago, by the way. This is not an old video.
I can hear him on the loudspeaker. Where's he at? Oh, right there in the corner. I'll probably do a Facebook live stream in a little bit. Downtown Detroit. I haven't been here in a while. No, I do contract work down here quite often. Got my flag. Let's unravel that thing. Huh.
Wow. Look at this record attendance for this protest. This is 8 days old. This video is like just over a week old.
We're gonna hold these protests every 2 weeks. I'll be out here on June 3rd and June 7th. My possession with me.
2 words. Windsock.
We are allowed to be on this plaza. We always have a right to be on this public sidewalk.
Alright, that was always allowed.
We have a permit to be out here today on the plaza with the Wendy federal building. The McNamara building is with all the federal officers for all, every federal office has an office in Detroit.
What a strange, strange gentleman. This is about the recent red flag law that was signed into law by Gretchen Whitmer recently. This was posted 5 days ago.
So, red flag legislation was just signed into law today. Well, I think it takes effect after 90 days. So, yeah. You know what? I'm not changing anything I do. You know, the videos that I do, the ranting and the raving, and, you know...
Rachology says, please note, I was just angry all the time, not conspiracy-fueled racist. I'm now hot, though. I am now hot, though. At least that's what my partner says, and she wouldn't lie about that sort of... That's surely thing, sure. That's cute. I'm glad you're hot now.
Protesting and the rally.
I wish I could feel that, you know? I'm doing better, but I'm still not there.
And
I'll get there, though.
Showing up and doing my videos and showing up to, you know, holding...
Is he afraid he's gonna be red flagged? I hope he is. He probably should be.
Politicians accountable, holding the police accountable, holding the leftists accountable. I'm going to continue to do what I do, okay? I'm not going to stop doing what I do like I've been doing on social media the past how many years, okay? The First Amendment is the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. And I'm going to keep doing what I do every fucking day. Gretchen Whitmer can suck a fucking dick. I don't care. I'm not going to stop doing what I do. I'm going to keep spreading truth. I'm going to keep going to my protests and rallies.
Night, Cosmic Cats.
I'm going to keep doing my videos. I'm going to keep ranting and raving on social media. You know, I'm going to keep holding the leftists accountable. I'm going to hold whoever needs to be accountable. And so
who are you holding any what?
Social media.
What do you think you're doing that's holding anyone accountable? Ranting into the void isn't doing anything.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line because Rachel Rob said so. I ain't stopping anything I do because any legislation, illegal, unconstitutional order has been signed into fucking law. I'm not going to stop. Okay? So take your red flag laws and shove them up your ass.
He's doing great. MAGA, Million MAGA March. Here he is talking about it.
What's going on, everybody? Get the region drop here. I haven't made a lot of videos lately.
From November. That's from November
I'm starting to get away
14th,
from
2020. So recently after Trump lost.
PC this Saturday. I don't know the exact time yet. I'll get that.
He's got a Confederate flag in the background too. Sir, you're from Michigan? Go fuck yourself. Whenever I see Michigan people with Confederate flags, I just want to be like, what are you doing? You can't even pretend like it's my heritage. It is explicitly not. Michigan was firmly in the fucking north, you idiot. Oh.
Well, today's Wednesday, right?
Rageology says, Q, is this a butterfly meme with the words, people pay to see me and my boobs in a sexy maid outfit? Is this lol cow milking?
No. What day is today? Today's Tuesday. We've been meeting at the Capitol every day at noon since Saturday. Saturday we met up there at noon. It was huge. We had a good turnout. God, it was a lot. It was big.
I literally this is too. No, I'm not going to talk about this. I was going to talk about therapy. I shouldn't talk about therapy.
700-800.
For my own reasons, not for
at least
you guys.
Antifa,
I know you guys don't.
BLM, they showed up. There was a fight that broke out by the Porta Johns.
Fight broke out by the toilets. Lennon Cat says, it's my heritage. No, not that heritage. You know the one. H-Bear says, it's even worse for people from Illinois with Confederate flags. Our history curriculum for Civil War is all about how effing awesome Abe Lincoln was.
I don't know the full details. I didn't see the beginning of it. Somebody said that they were trying to lock the Porta John doors when there was a kid in there. That's alleged. I'm not saying that's true. There's another rumor saying that it was actually one of the Antifa guys. They just wanted to use the restroom, and a Trump supporter wouldn't allow them to, and that's how the fight broke out. I was actually right behind the Porta Johns when the fight broke out. I didn't see the beginning of it, so I'm not pointing fingers at any side or anything like that. I was behind the Porta John, and I heard some yelling and ruckus, and then I seen the Porta John starting to move. I'm thinking, oh shit. So I went around the corner, and there's a fucking all-out brawl. Pepper spray everywhere.
Let me see if there's a more specific, not specific, if there's something closer to when Trump actually lost. Because I would love to see that reaction. Something a little more visceral, you know? Something that really exudes pain. Gotta go back a while, though. Wow, he posted a lot a bit ago. There's a Stop the Steal rally, so it's probably around then, right? You saw America Falls to Communism in one video? I know this is the video we watched, which is after the election, so it's got to be one of these. Or close to it. Ew, he made a Kyle Rittenhouse GTA Online character. What a fucking loser. He has like 6 channels, though, too. MH Sharkbee says, I hunger for Rob's anger at Panda Express, even if I have to pay for it.
Panda Express, you fucking faggots.
Oh, sorry for the slur.
Listen here. I go into a Panda Express 2.5 fucking hours before close. 2.5 fucking hours before close. And you ain't got no fucking teriyaki chicken. None. Oh, we're out for the night. So make some more!
Make me more teriyaki chicken. I need your chicken.
It's the most popular fucking chicken.
I came here for your chicken. Give me the fucking chicken.
I went to 3 different Panda Express restaurants. No teriyaki. What the fuck? There's a hot chick in front of me.
Ew.
She's a blonde, white chick. She's about 45 years old. She's hot looking too. She's about 5'3". She got a nice ass.
Remember how aghast he pretended to be at the concept that some gay men might be looking at him, and this is how he looks at women? Jesus Christ.
Ass too. She's got the boots with the fur too. Don't go.
Did you see that? Oh my god. Why did he do that? 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 No, 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 no. I'm not even gonna go back and play that again. That's so disgusting. If you're someone who was only listening audio and wasn't watching in the video, you are so fucking lucky if you weren't looking when he did that. Oh my god.
Oh, she's going inside Panda Express. You motherfucker. But anyway. I just watched her go inside. Is she going up to the Panda, see if there's teriyaki? She's doing the same thing that I did. Walk up to the front, not stand.
Hats off, Isaac and Anmit. What do you want me to watch? What did he do? He, like, wiggled his tongue in a gross way.
In line, see if there's teriyaki chicken or not.
Isaac and Animate, what do you want me to wear for the hats off?
Probably. I watched her go to the front of the line. She's looking for something. Maybe she had an online order. I don't know. But anyway.
Rachology says, which hat? Nice. Rachology says, wow, a rare occasion where I wished I believed in God so I could pray that he's never able to be served teriyaki chicken ever again.
I'm done. I'm done with Panda Express.
Good.
I'm done. I'm not going inside of another Panda Express as long as I fucking live. I'm through. I'm through. I'm done. I'm done. That's the way it is. Fuck you, Panda Express.
He gives far more thought to Panda Express than Panda Express will ever give to him. How sad. How sad.
It's your most popular fucking chicken. There's no reason to run out of the shit 3 hours before fucking close.
First name bunch of numbers says, the way he says teriyaki chicken is giving me psychic damage.
I'm done. I'm done.
Teriyaki chicken. Oh, that doesn't...
I'm one of your most loyal fans.
I'm one of your most loyal fans. I'm one of your most loyal fans. You gotta give me that teriyaki chicken, please. I need the teriyaki chicken. Harold Elwoman says, our Civil War heritage lessons are very short. NOLA was dragged into the war by the rest of the state, and once the North took Vicksburg in '63, we went back to being a party town, hospital, and recovery site until the end of the war. Also, now I associate Rob with that clown from Spawn when he talks about Wanda. Stone Corbell says, I can't relate to this sentiment. Like, I can't imagine going into a restaurant and ordering something and they say, sorry, we're out of that, and doing anything other than just, okay, I'll get something else. What is this level of entitlement? I know, it's crazy. It's like he's 6 years old. It's weird.
Most loyal customers. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done. Peace!
Wow. That was certainly a choice. That was a choice he made. You can certainly say that about him. Why is this... What? Apparently he doesn't like Steven Crowder, but it says it's not okay to watch, so I'm concerned about it. What is he saying about Jerry Springer dying?
What's going on, everybody? Get the Raging Rob here. I'm down here.
You get the feeling he thinks Falling Down is the voice of his generation. Directed by a gay man, ironically enough.
Here in Tennessee. Been down here since Tuesday. I'm probably going to be down here for about a week. I'm doing... What's this guy doing? This bright's on. Raining out a little bit. Anyway, I'm down here in Tennessee right now. Took a job down here. I'm going to be down here for about a week. Down here in the Nashville area. So, anyway, woke up this morning. When I wake up in the morning, what do? Check my Facebook and Twitter. It's one of the first things I do. See what's going on. Check the news. Not that I believe the news, you know, any political stuff going on, you know, any rallies, any protests I attend to, stuff like that. I go up on Facebook. And I find out that Jerry Springer has passed away. Jerry. Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me, dude? This fucking asshole just walks out in front of me.
Pedestrians often have the right of way. Did they have the right of way there? Are they the asshole, or do you just not like pedestrians?
These people are nuts. I mean, this guy is like 3 lanes of traffic, and this guy just walks out there. God, these people are fucking crazy. Anyway, Jerry Springer, dead at the age of 79. Rest in peace. Wasn't he married to Connie Chung? Oh wait, that was Maury Povich. Okay. People getting mixed up with Maury Povich and Jerry Springer. I mean, they almost look alike, don't they?
No, what? They do not, in fact, look alike other than they're both white guys. What are you talking about? Gregory Term says in Oregon, at any corner crossing, marked or otherwise, pedestrians have the right of way. Not sure where it's like over where he is, though.
Condolences to...
Also, that was when Bob Dole died. Strong feelings about Bob Dole, apparently. Where's the video?
Well, Jerry Springer, he was iconic. Him and Steve Wilkos, that duo with Steve Wilkos and Jerry Springer was biblical. I mean, it was, oh my gosh, that was the best duo. Steve Wilkos made a statement saying he was the best man, the most influential man in my life except my dad. Steve Wilkos, that came out of his mouth. So, what a sad day. Thank you, Jerry Springer, for entertaining me in my teenage years and my young 20s, when I would skip school, get a sick day. I would watch, if I get a sick day from school, or I would skip school for whatever reason, because I got tired of their fucking indoctrination. There's 2 shows.
Is that how you're justifying being bad at school?
That I would watch. The Price is Right and Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer, he was a Cincinnati mayor, I think from 77 to 82, something like that. He ran for Congress. Did you know that? Jerry Springer ran for Congress in 1970, but lost. He actually ran for city council in Cincinnati, won, and was ousted at city council because of a sex scandal in northern Kentucky.
He paid for a sex worker with a personal check. Which is not smart to do when it is illegal.
And then he ran for city council again and won again. And then he ran for governor of Ohio, but lost. He ran as a Democrat. But he lost in the primaries.
Okay. I don't care about his take on Jerry Springer. I need more crazy. What?
The last day of 2022. Wake up this morning, and before I have my breakfast at Denny's. This morning, and before I have my breakfast at Denny's. Wake up this morning, and before I have my breakfast at Denny's. And what do I find out? What do I find out? No, I think I was during I had my breakfast.
I shouldn't make fun of this. I shouldn't make fun of this. I shouldn't make fun of this. Everyone who believes in my ability to not make fun of this, clap your hands that I might have the filter to not make fun of this. I can hear you. You believe in me.
At Denny's. Sit down and have my breakfast at Denny's. Sitting there at the bar. Look at my phone, check Twitter. Daily routine of checking Twitter, see what's trending, see what's going on in the news. And what do I find out? What do I find out? Satan worshipper, former Pope Benedict.
You think the Pope worships Satan? I don't want to say that's like the wrongest thing anyone has ever said, but it's like... it's gotta be up there, right? The Pope worships Satan is like not a reasonable sentence that makes sense.
Benedict. The only Pope to resign within like 600 years. Now we got Pope Francis, which allegedly he's the last Pope. But
I guess he just wanted to retire instead of die. It gets exhausting covering for all those pedophiles.
I don't believe that. I think there's one more before Jesus walks. Anyway, Pope Benedict is dead at the age of 95. You heard it right. Pope Benedict is dead. Pope Benedict, the Satan worshipper, is dead at the age of 95.
You can hate the Pope. Like, I don't like the Pope either, generally. Like, any of them. But, like, they're not Satanists. They're shitty for other reasons.
On December 31st, 2022, take the 12, add the digits, 1, 2. You have...
oh, God, he's doing numerology.
3. 31. 3 times 1 equals 3. 2022. Take out the 0. 222 divided by 2. You have 111. Take 1 plus 1 plus 1. What do you have? 3. Take all the 3 threes. What do you have? 3, 3, 3. Multiply that by 2. What do you have? 6, 6, 6. I'll put the math problem in the equation in the description below what I just described. Illuminati confirmed. Pope Benedict died.
With 50-bit says Benedict did have the distinction of being the only pope who was also involuntary in the Hitler Youth, so there's that.
Eyes on 12/31/2022. Add the equation to digits and you have 666. I'll put the equation, I know it's like level 3 calculus for some of you fucking nerds. I got a GED high school diploma. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade.
Gasp!
Way through 10th. And I felt, and I figured out this calculus bachelor's degree equation. Pope Benedict is dead?
He still got more school than Tim Pool, for what it's worth.
put this video on TikTok, and I'll put the equation on TikTok as well, if you don't understand. Pope Benedict is dead. Is it Benedict? Not Dena Benedict. Benedict or Benedict? I don't Benedict. You're Benedict. Did you bend a dick? You bend a dick, didn't you? You did a dick. You bent a dick. Dick Benedict. You're a dick that bent your dick. You bent your dick over for the Benedict? Benedict. Pope Benedict. What kind of name is Benedict anyway? I've been a dick. I've been a dick before. I've been a dick. I'm still a dick. I'm been a dick. I've been a dick. I've been a dick. I have been a dick. Pope Benedict is dead. Benedict. Bye-bye, Benedict. You been a dick. Now you're Benedict. And your dick is bent. Pope.
Hydrate. God damn it.
Benedict is Benedict, and now his dick is bent, and now he goes to hell with the bent dick. Now he burns in hell with the bent dick. Benedict. Benedict burns in hell with the bent dick because he's Benedict on planet Earth. Burn in hell, Satanist.
Can't argue with that. I physically, and mentally cannot. First Name Punch Number says, this is the lingual equivalent of watching a caveman bash two rocks together to try and create fire. DM Trey with 37 months says, yo, 37 months. That's a number of months that's too many. I wonder how long I'll end up doing this. Like, what do you guys think? How long will I do this as a job? Oh, wow. He's got old videos from here. Good. Okay, 4 years. Wow.
I need to shower. I got breaking news. Joker's Wild, Aaron Swan, Oregon Thumb, whatever you want to call yourself. The bald beast of Oregon has just promoted me to leader of the JWO. I'm back as the #1 commander of the JWO. The long-awaited JWO. Pulling the strings of the top puppet masters. JWO. I'm down here in Florida right now, spreading my JWO awareness. Tomorrow I'm going to a...
Does this stand for exactly what I think it means? Does JWO mean exactly what I think it means? Because, like, I understand what that would mean, if that's what I think it means. Good lord. What a shitbag Nazi. Holy fuck. Wow. Yep, the guy hearted it, so he definitely meant it in that way. Wow. Nazi fuck.
Orlando. CPAC. AFPAC. America First Political Action Conference. CPAC. So
you think this guy thinks he's like the master race?
Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando. Tomorrow is the day that kicks off. I'll be in Orlando. Biblical beasts like Nick Fortentis is going to be there. I'll be in Orlando. Biblical beasts like Nick Fortentis is going to be there.
Nick Fortentis.
Biblical beasts like Caitlyn Bennett is going to be there. Biblical beasts like Donald Trump is going to be there. That one Chinese girl who's a Donald Trump supporter, I can't remember her name. Michelle something or whatever.
Who's clearly very respected by you since you only identified her by her race?
Or she's going to be there. There's a helicopter in the sky. I know a JWO is close by. Well, it rhymes. JWO. Joker's World Order. Let's think about that for a second.
This guy sounds a lot like Chris, doesn't he? I swear to God, he just sounds like Chris as a young person.
We've been around quite a...
Like, he does kind of the same pensive looks, where he's, like, thinking, but you can tell he doesn't think very well, but he's, like, trying to look like he's thinking.
Wow. 6 fucking years now. You realize something, that the JWO has been around longer than the LWO, New World Order. It's been around longer than the HWO, Hutch World Order. It's been around longer than D-Town's NWO, New World Order.
Wow, he looks really smug about his use of the N-word. Jesus Christ. Rageology says, isn't the biblical beast literally the Antichrist? I don't know. Fuck this guy.
The JWO has outbeasted them all. Think about that for a second.
This guy's a fucking monster.
The JWO is back. And I am your puppet master. I will periodically make videos of commands to the puppets on what I want them to do. I will periodically make news conferences and press releases to organize this organization. The JWO. We ain't going nowhere.
Creepy ass Nazi bitch. God fucking damn. Oh Lord. You're from the roundup? Oh yeah, Jeff was doing that earlier. Was he doing Shabambu? Some dude drinking piss in his nose? Yeah. Probably the Shabambu guy. Alright, let's move on. We've been doing so much Raging Rob. He's been the majority of the stream. I had some other people pulled up. James Red Pills America. These were things that popped up on the front page of BitChute, by the way. These are all things that popped up on the front page of BitChute. I didn't search these out, so I don't want you to assume, like, oh, she had to search for this stuff. This was on the front page of BitChute, okay? Lennon Cat says, is that like Debbie Does Dallas?
this is where they're housing them. This has been a planned, coordinated effort to take down the United States of America, I believe, like a Trojan horse from inside.
So what can the people in Eagle Pass, Texas do in the county that you're in to stop what is happening? I mean, obviously you're there exposing it. What should they be doing?
Our congressmen, our governors, they need to act, and they need to act now. I'm telling America right now, stop living under a rock. This is an active, well-coordinated invasion into the nation. We have Iran's Revolutionary Guard and Quds forces flying into Venezuela. The Venezuelan government is then giving them passports and proper documentation. They're being absorbed in these caravans. It's mostly Venezuelans coming in, all males. If you think that that fertilizer is not going to be utilized, those ammonium nitrate that can be used as massive bombs.
MH Dark Beast said he's mad about Nickelodeon too. Sorry. We can watch this later in the stream, like before the end. We'll check that out.
Timothy McVeigh, when he blew up the Oklahoma City bombing, I think it was only 2 tons that he used. 26 tons. That time there was no containment.
And what we're
because Uruguay turned this.
Radiology says a cleanse, a local YouTuber who does train videos, got 1,000 subscribers, and her housemate got her cake.
And time for me to
hydrate.
To open the box. What's in the box? It's a cake.
You can see a little bit because of the top. But...
It's so beautiful.
Aww.
I'm gonna have to. I will actually show this on camera, but it's a beautiful cake. And it's me!
Here's a link to this channel if you'd like to see more of this lady who talks about trains.
Do me.
It is cake. It has got my favourite ever locomotive, Mallard, in the blue livery. And there's me! In the British Rail double arrow t-shirt. And I've even got my bunches and everything. And it says Sarah with the Trains 1,000 subscribers. Thank you!
Oh, I'm getting up.
That's a really cute cake. Looks like real trains. Looks like she goes and does like train spotting. Probably talks about them. Looks like infrastructure for trains, like tunnels and stuff. All sorts of train things.
Good afternoon, guys. I just want to say happy weekend, happy Memorial Weekend to everyone, and I hope you're all having a great weekend, and thank you to all the vets out there. Thank you so much. And thank you for all you families who have lost members in these wars. I tell you, my heart goes out to you. Let's go ahead and go through the comments here. And
that's a mistake. Never go through the comments.
And let's start here with my source. He just sent some videos. Yeah, he's pretty busy.
Who's your source? Is someone catfishing this guy by pretending to be an inside source with QAnon or Trump or something?
He's into the comment section. And then he just sent some more there. Yeah, he doesn't really have much time these days.
That's the phone number he uses for his show. That's allowed. It's not doxing if he's publicly saying this is my telephone number for the web show. If he was smart, it's a virtual number anyway.
To say much, to say the least.
Phoenix, you can't even say that as a joke. I'm just purging the comment. Oops, shit, I didn't mean to do that. There you go. You're untimed out. I apologize. I didn't mean it to be 600 seconds. I was just trying to purge the message. But I undid it. You're good.
Let's go ahead and go right through the comments here. Hi, Martin, Brenda, your source and family. Did you watch Janine's World News marked May 27th yet? Yes. It came out.
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, to be clear, again, it's not a me thing. I'm not trying to be a fun ruiner. I just, it's Twitch TOS. I won't have a job if I don't enforce it. Please don't be mad at me.
Yesterday on Terror by Janine, terrorjanine.com. I hope that all tune in. 90% focus on the banking collapse, the worldwide banking collapse, and what's her universe's message for June. I know everyone is ready and sick of the show, but I feel that we really need to zoom our powers in on this banking event. We need to come to terms with the fact that the sleepers will not and are not going to research. So why are
we the sleepers because we don't believe their bullshit? I'm guessing we're sleepers.
so many still banging their
I am a tyrant. That is true.
heads trying to show them when they simply are not going to look? Please, your energy is gold and needs to be treated as such. This is event driven. We all know that. We all know how big this is. I pray that we come together as one and use our power to manifest this banking event into this now moment. Together, let's tip this domino over. The rest will come as it comes.
Is this man trying to think banks into insolvency?
With love,
because that's a weird goal.
Love, light, and gratitude for you all and all that you do every day. Please remember, God has won already. Our focus just needs to pull this into the natural. And I'm just going to say real quick, I was at church this morning, and I listened to our old pastor. He was speaking today. And I'm not going to go into detail, but suffice it to say that, and I realize that, yes, he's misinformed and about a number of things. But the fact is that maybe what he said scared some people enough to start doing a little bit of research, to wake him up, even though he needs to wake up himself. At least maybe he started to wake up some other people. And and remember, we all got to remember, everyone it's coded into our DNA as to when we wake up. So it's just not his time to wake up. I'm not angry with him anymore. Frustrated? I'm always frustrated when someone gets up and speaks like that and they don't know what they're saying. But
Coretta Cuddlefish says, yep, let's crash the world financial system. That worked so well in the 1930s.
The fact is, everything happens as it should, when it should, including what happened this morning. Okay?
Gnome Pickle says, God, are you there, God? I need you to cripple the economic system my country uses as I lack the rhetoric ability to move forward my ideas, and the only way the people I like can gain power is by force. I personally see no problem with using suffering to seize power because I lack basic decency.
So we all got to remember that. Let's move on to this here. Martin, I'm posting a link to a channel video on this channel. Have been dividing patriots for a long time, going after Trump the most with lie after lie. I'm sick and tired of what's going on. Trump is not a Freemason, and the Freemason that's putting out bullshit said Q is a Masonic psyop. That SOB called Q a Masonic psyop in the reply to a reviewer that called him out. Please let your source know. Thank you. I appreciate everything you do for us, patriots. God bless you. And Brenda, well, thank you. And yeah, it takes all of us. It's going to be a fight. I mean, after listening to what I'd listened to,
that wasn't a response to anything she just said.
President of 1900 lays out what's about to happen. 1 hour of your time and listen to, and this here descripted mean that lawsuits will end in penalties.
He has an interview with Brenda. Who's Brenda?
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all having a great weekend. I know we are. And as you can see, I have my better half here with me. So I will let her take it away, Brenda.
Thank you, honey. First, I wanted to say about Memorial Day. I was brought up in a military family.
This is posted today.
So this day means a lot to me, this weekend. I remember the first time that I found out about Memorial Day, I think I was about 6 or 7 years.
The first time I found out about Memorial Day? That's a foundational memory for you?
years old, and my dad had been sent to Fort Shafter, Hawaii.
I guess if you're in a military family, that might make more sense.
And he took us over to Punch Bowl, which is a military cemetery there in Honolulu. And I remember standing there and looking at this field. It was an inactive volcano crater, is where the cemetery is located, and just seeing thousands and thousands of crosses, and it just did something to me at that age that I've taken through my entire life. And I want to thank all of the families who have lost their soldiers, and all of the soldiers who have given their lives, and also for all of the victims of this war that we're fighting, because they're soldiers too.
She's talking about QAnon shit now.
And we have to look at them that way.
And comparing it to, oh no, oh boy.
Because we are in a war. We are in World War III, 4, 5, and 6. And this is it.
That's not how that works.
I feel very strongly about this because I do feel that this is a war, and these demons, I've been fighting for lifetimes, just like Martin has, and many of you. This isn't new, but this is it. This is it. This is the last one. So, to all of our soldiers out there, thank you for the service that you're performing now, and for
who does she think is dying?
All the ones that have given up their lives, thank you.
Fennikagami says, anyone else how common Christian doctrine is tailor-made for fascism? Satan and his agents are everywhere and attacking Christians, and they run everything. But don't worry, we've already won because God is on our side. Their enemies are at the same time weak and overwhelmingly powerful. You could probably do that with a lot of religions, but I see what you're saying. But I would imagine that that's true of basically any ideology could probably be turned to fascist ends. Not all, but many things could be. Because all it requires is basically an in-group and an out-group that you demonize. Religion is good at that, but so are a lot of other ideologies.
You.
Please roll up a newspaper and hit Sume. He just called everyone here bottoms.
I also wanted to address, I've heard Martin...
In fairness, I think most people in chat probably are bottoms. It's not inaccurate.
You know, when he's reading comments and things.
Just statistically, I bet.
Folks say they want to see everything. They want to know everything. And I would never think about telling somebody not to look at something or not to look for something or...
Why am I egging him on? For my own actions, I'm going to time Daddy Sume out, and this is for me for egging him on.
Whatever.
That's on me.
Because I've looked at it. I went down that rabbit hole about the children years ago. And it's a hard rabbit hole. But once you're in...
Ma'am, did you know you can feel better about your retirement by not buying a bunch of bullshit that you read on the internet and instead not obsessing over fake enemies?
There's no getting out of it, and...
I am never comfortable with when Mr. Blast calls Sume daddy. I do not like it.
Once you see the things that... Some of the things I've seen, all I know is I don't want to see any more of it. And the really bad stuff's not even out there yet. So...
The really bad stuff's not even out there yet. What a vacuous statement. I know all sorts of secret bad things, and the worst stuff isn't even there.
Put together a little bit of...
We did a poll, and wasn't it true that if I remember the largest group in chat was Verse? I don't remember.
Information and some...
You're just too lazy to type it all out. Likely story.
Links and things that you can go ahead and start seeing or imagining these things. I don't... If that's what you want to do, just to prove to yourself that it is as bad as we say it is. Back in 2015, I saw this on, I think it was YouTube. It was Newsmax. Was it YouTube? Yeah. And it was Tom DeLay, and he was talking about not going to happen that way. I just don't.
Would someone come get their grandparents? I don't think they're doing well. Here's something he did back in 2020, slightly before. This might even be late 2019.
Good morning, guys. Real quick, for those of you who would like to boost your immune system, go into the description box, click on the link Alaska Chaga, find out why millions of people drink Chaga tea every day. It's a great, one of the best superfoods out there. Remember, you get 10% off and free freight. And then for those of you who would like to support our veterans, go to Hero Soap Company. They are a company owned by vets, and they give part of the profits to veterans down their luck. And then for those of you, this is what we hear. And I don't want to put anything out there as fact.
I feel bad making fun of whatever this is, because it looks like he's dealing with maybe cancer treatment at the time. I could be wrong, but it looks like he doesn't have eyebrows, and, like, people go bald, but, like, he doesn't have eyebrows, and usually when people don't have eyebrows, it's because their hair is falling out from chemotherapy. So bear in mind, I might make fun of this man. I am not making fun of any potential ailment. And also, he looks like he's doing better in the recent videos. This is from 2021, so if he did go through a treatment, seems like it worked, because he's doing better now.
That hasn't been actually proven to have happened. And so, you know, and we were just talking, and she said to me, she goes, she thinks the reason, and I think she's pretty much dead on, that she said the reason why the Supreme Court stood down is because they were told to stand down. Trump and them, the military didn't want them involved. They didn't need them involved. This is a military operation, not a civilian one. And like Brenda said, we would have to have lived 1,000 years if this had gone into the civilian courts. And what we saw at the lower levels was how corrupt it was. We even saw to some degree how corrupt even the Supreme Court with John Roberts and Breyers is. So, but I think she's right though. I don't think that the military wanted the civilian courts involved at all. And they will do the military tribunals, as we know. Sidney Powell can do that, and you know, it'll be done boom, 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 boom. Whereas the civilian courts would have gone boom. It would have taken 20 years for one. I mean, it would have gone forever. And
that's why we need to do a military coup.
Anyway, let's go ahead.
What a weird justification. In his head, he really thinks, like, and that's why that's okay, and he thinks no one else will have a problem with any of the things he is saying. Very strange.
And here's another really good report from American Patriots email report. The next 12 days, our military will be taking down the remaining deep state players. And, you know, once again, I'm reading you something, but it's not been verified. But these are people who apparently have some sort of inside information, and you know, it's you know, like one of the things that I read up here is Khazarian Mafia seeks to surrender as Second American Revolution becomes underway, and that is exactly what is happening. Anyway, what it says is, Dear Patriots, some of you may recognize my name. I have daily briefing with POTUS and have posted here before a handful of times as a helper. What happens this week will change history. We are asking you for time to stay in your homes and do not, under any circumstances, interfere with the operation. You'll soon see things unfold that many would think impossible. POTUS is insulated and 100% safe. Our plan is almost complete. The deep state has already lost.
Why do these people believe these anonymous fucking internet posts? It drives me nuts.
Everything you're seeing in the mainstream media and on Twitter is a last-ditch attempt. Why has Kamala not yet left the Senate?
Because they were using her vote still for something. I don't remember what it was. The impeachment, maybe? I don't remember.
Where's Joe? Where is Joe really? Hunter has turned himself in. We asked you at the beginning to prepare.
Big Dick Hunter
Your
Biden.
role is crucial, and your task is to help the population deal with that is about to be revealed. Those patriots who have been here from the start will understand and recognize this directive. Remember, it is always darkest before the dawn. Do not believe the mainstream media over the next week. Do not, for a single minute, give them any credence. In other words, turn off the TV. We have legally won this election. And what comes next is the greatest mop-up job in the history of the world. Patriots, we thank you. We could not have gotten here without you. Now is our time. Hold the line. You will receive no further message on this channel from us until the operation is over. At that point, the entire world will know. Thank you and God bless. Pray for us, POTUS and the United States of America. We are in the most dangerous phase, and the stakes could not be higher. Military takedowns and arrests begin this weekend and will continue forward for the next 13 days and nights. Some international raids have already started. Italy. Good morning, guys. You believe you live in a nation called the United States of America. That nation has not functioned or been operational since 1871.
Man, it's weird that a lot of these...
This country became additionally a corporation owned by the City of London. Every time you see an American flag with gold fringe and gold tassels attached to it, it represents the corporation and not the country.
That's an interesting variation of the maritime law thing. This is like a Q-MAGA Sovsit?
This is the reason that you can never seem to get ahead financially.
Wonder if he's a flat earther too.
This is why the law seems to always be stacked against the average citizen, while the wealthy and the elite literally get away with murder or worse. If Biden, Harris, Pence, Pelosi, etc. are arrested for their crimes before the 20th of January, there will be nobody to assume the presidency. Since POTUS Trump was not certified...
Sorry, I missed this. Sume tipped me $1 and said, hey, tell Phoenix2250 that I'm Chat's daddy. So there's that.
As the presidential winner by Congress, he cannot remain POTUS. If on the 20th of January there is no POTUS, the corporation known as the United States of America will be dissolved. Our military will be the guardians of the nation during this transition period.
That's not how that works. That's not how anything works.
People in the world.
We have succession. There's a whole chain of succession that would kick in. The military doesn't get to... It's like saying, the president's been gone for 15 minutes. Legally, that means we're allowed to do a coup. Like, that's not how this works.
Will be shown irrefutable proof that the election was stolen by federal entities, and the POTUS Trump was chosen by the American people by a landslide. POTUS Trump will then assume the presidency.
It's like this entire movement is just based around the inability of these people to have the ego hit that most people don't agree with them politically. Like, that's the entire encapsulation. If they admit that Trump lost, they would have to admit that they aren't some secret supermajority. They'd have to admit that, like, hey, we're unpopular, relatively speaking. Or at least not as popular as we think we are. It's crazy. Gnome Pickles says, if the United States doesn't exist and this supposed corporation runs everything, then how can the federal entities be guilty of crimes if they wrote the laws that allowed them to do this? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Bumble Homestead says, minute and a half of cleanse of a better granddad.
Oh my goodness.
It's a 3D printer.
It's what?
It's a 3D printer. It takes yeah, here, look,
3D.
This was made on this.
No.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah, take it. Feel it. It takes this plastic right here, it comes out, and it melts it, and puts it very specifically out on what it's making right now. Is something like this.
You can make anything. You can make glasses
Yeah.
for your face. You can make eyeglasses.
This
kidding. But where does it go?
You couldn't do the lenses, but sure.
It comes through this tube, which is called the Bowden tube.
Yeah.
And then If you look, this plastic is completely
I can't
made
believe
of
it's
sugar
how.
cane too.
It's what?
Completely made of sugar cane. There's no oil in it. Well, it's not gonna taste like.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, I taste the sugar cane.
Yeah, do you?
I licked the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Could I ask you a question, please?
Yeah.
Could I buy this from you?
You can just keep it.
You sure?
Yeah. That thing, like the material that was used to make that is maybe 2 cents.
But I want you to sign it.
I will sign it.
Oh.
I will sign it. Yeah.
But don't sign in the place where you just licked.
You can.
You licked
a
it.
pear if you want.
Made from sugar cane.
It's a pair of.
You sure?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd appreciate it if you signed it.
Yeah, I will.
And
Yeah.
I'd gladly take that thing.
Yeah, of course.
Oh. That's so sweet. My heart. My heart. Oh, God.
Yeah, yeah. Attention shoppers. There's a cleanup on every aisle.
Oh boy, Moira Soma with 100 bits says, I chatted today with a man who has lost his twin sister to the QAnon cult. They had always been the best of friends and very close. They even lived in the same house. He's gay and she used to be very supportive of him. Now she screams at him that he is and that he should be in jail. He had to move and cut all contact. It's so scary what conspiracy theories can do to people. It's like a virus that takes over our brain and makes you into some sort of zombie. Yeah. Not fun.
Targeting your kids. Yeah. They put a target on my back, but they targeting your kids. They don't even need to ask, cause you all know what it is. Yeah, that's why I keep a strap, and I'm always by my beds. This agenda gotta stop. Yeah, you know we gonna win.
How many times did they get kicked out of Targets trying to film this shit?
When they target, yeah, they target and target, yeah, they target kids. Target, yeah, they target and target, yeah, they target. You know that target's that wrong. Trying to play with the kids. It's the mayor of Megaville. I'm preaching again. You know that LGBTQ done went too far. You know they cutting these kids. They leaving trannies with scars.
I hate Republicans so goddamn much.
Nickelodeon is the latest channel and the latest liberal fuckery to join the pervert pedophile association of the LGBTQ. This video is probably going to get removed. Nickelodeon has announced on their Facebook and Twitter that they are full support of the LGBTQ movement. You know what LGBTQ stands for, right? Like God burn them quickly. Anyway, Nickelodeon is proud to announce that they support pedophiles and perverts on their channels around kids. You know, the LGBTQ.
This guy is so weird.
You say, well, what?
Like, again, it doesn't even feel like. How do I explain this? Like, obviously, he's a hateful, like, piece of shit with the anti-Semitism and the racism and the homophobia and the transphobia. Obviously, he's a huge piece of shit. But it doesn't even feel like he really believes half this shit. It feels like he's just repeating stuff he's heard. And I know that's a common joke about conservatives, is they just, like, repeat shit they've heard on Fox News. But this guy unironically sounds like he's just head empty, repeating shit he's heard other people say. It's nuts.
We're not trying to shove it down your throat. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because when I was coming across Amarillo, Texas, yesterday, the Cadillac Ranch, if you know what the Cadillac Ranch is in Amarillo, Texas, just outside of Amarillo, Texas, right off the I-40, they got a bunch of Cadillacs sticking out of the dirt with their asses hanging in the air, spray painted by spray paint. You know, you can get a spray paint can and spray paint or something. I don't know, whatever. It's right off the I-40. It's a monument, whatever. And they had some guy out there with this table and the gay flag waving. You know? So, yes, they are...
Was that his flag impression? Was that his impression of a flag waving?
Guy out there with this table and the gay flag waving.
You know, what flags do. Good lord.
You know? So, yes, they are trying to shove it down our throats.
A flag is shoving something down your throat? a thing you don't even have to look at? Wow. That's pretty fucking pathetic on your part.
I don't care what you do behind closed doors. None of my concern.
Seems like you're pretty concerned about it.
Gay marriage is fake.
Relative to... H. Baird says conservatives don't actually speak English anymore. They've become conditioned to have emotional reactions to words and phrases, so they literally don't understand what they're saying.
Transgenderism is fake.
It's not. I'm trans. Here I am. A real person. I live. I exist.
Okay. There's only 2 genders, and that's the way it is. I don't
Nah, we're gonna add another one just because you said it.
care what you do.
Oh, what is this bug? What the fuck is this? What are you? Why are you here? Where's something I can squish this with? Pop-Tart wrapper. Thank you, Pop-Tarts. You were delicious, and now you've protected me from some weird bug.
Behind closed doors. Quit shoving it down our throats. Nickelodeon, my kids will be banned from watching Nickelodeon.
Oh, wow. Optimist, huh? You think you're gonna have kids?
And if I catch my kid watching Nickelodeon, I'm gonna give them a spanking.
You're gonna beat your children for watching a children's television network you don't approve of? Great.
Because Nickelodeon will be banned in my house because they support a bunch of perverts and pedophiles. And that's the way it is.
In fairness, Dan Schneider left some years ago, but
And for all you fucktards out there saying, well, did you know that SpongeBob was asexual?
Gnome Pickles says, it's fine, this guy is every other weekend at best. He has lost privileges.
Or gay or whatever? Honestly, I didn't know SpongeBob was asexual or gay or whatever.
Sponges are asexual. They reproduce asexually.
You know what?
And he's a sponge. A sea sponge. So
I couldn't give a rat's poop.
You made a whole video about it.
Okay? I didn't pay attention. You know why? Probably because I don't fucking care.
Yes, you do. You just said you're gonna beat your kids if they watch Nickelodeon. You clearly care.
I just found out yesterday that SpongeBob character is actually gay or asexual. I didn't know all this time. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know. I honestly did not.
The angry at asexuals thing is so fucking funny to me. Like, what a weird thing to be mad at. Like even like... like, homophobia doesn't make sense either. But at least they're getting mad at someone doing something they don't like. Not rational, not fair, not moral, but they're getting mad at someone doing something. They're saying, you're doing something I don't like. Stupid, but it's a thing. Imagine seeing someone being like, hey, I don't actually feel a certain way, and I'm not going to engage in a certain activity maybe because of that, and that's just how I am. And people being like, what? You're not doing a thing that I think is good, so you're bad now. You're bad for not wanting a thing I want. It's fucking psychotic.
No. Honest to God, I did not know. You know what? Because I don't fucking care!
You sound like you're so ambivalent.
No. Honest to God, I did not know. You know what? Because I don't fucking care!
Again, I don't know what this guy's manifesto is going to look like. It will probably be written in crayon, but there is a decent chance this guy ends up on the news someday for one of the 10,000 fucking mass shootings we get every year.
That's why. Anyway, I'm out.
What a gem of a person. What a wonderful human being that is not at all a piece of human shit. Lovely.
Find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite.
No, sir, but this is what they did. They took Jack out of the scenario and just brought this.
Is he upset that apparently Cracker Jacks, which is a snack only World War II veterans remember? You're upset that Cracker Jacks did a promotion with a lady Cracker Jack guy, but it's a girl, Cracker Jill. This is the energy that you're spending on this? I haven't seen Cracker Jacks in 20 fucking years. You're mad about this? Fennikagami says it's because the existence of ace people makes the world more complicated. These people fundamentally cannot handle the world being more complex than it was when they were in middle school.
No, sir, but this is what they did. They took Jack out of the scenario and just brought this No, sir, but this...
Somewhere over the wall.
I do not believe in a flat earth.
Today's the day that we make it extremely obvious that a bunch of Freemasons didn't get up in a rocket and travel 238,000 miles in a near-perfect vacuum and land on a rock. But before I get into the video I made, check my link tree in my bio for my podcast. We just uploaded a 2-hour episode completely destroying this thing. I don't know if there's a more thorough one out there. But this is what artificial light looks like when you use EMF extraction methods, and yeah, compared to the moon landing photos, it doesn't look like that's actually the sun.
Celebrity skin suits. So you think, oh, that's Emma Watson. Yeah, I know what she looks like. That's just... No. It's actually Sofia Vergara. Have you heard about this crazy conspiracy theory before?
Yeah, that's
celebrity skin suits. So you think
she's
oh,
wearing
that's Emma Watson.
That's a special effect done in post. She's wearing something. I don't know exactly what it is, but basically it's a thing that's being deep faked or composited onto her face. That's not real, you fucking idiot. God, people are dumb.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got a package in the mail. I have no idea what this is, so let's open it up.
This isn't an angry thing. This is a Blu-ray channel that I am subscribed to on TikTok.
Up and see what we got. All right, sent over from Disney. This will be out next Tuesday, May 16th. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Excuse me, I wasn't told there would be mini Blu-rays. Why didn't I get a mini Blu-ray in my Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania thing? That makes me sad.
Look how adorable this is. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to watch it. Just kidding, guys, but in all seriousness, they did send me over 3 awesome editions of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, to show...
Why can't I be a person who just gets sent promotional copies of things?
Off to you guys. So I'm going to go through these really quick, and then I'm going to make another video showing off the exclusives. First up, we have the standard 4K edition with this beautiful slipcover. They sent over the Walmart exclusive that includes an enamel pin. This is a really cool slipcover too. And the steelbook. So stay tuned. I'm going to do another video unboxing these. Let me know if you guys are picking it up.
The Bug I Squished had a mini Blu-ray collection. Since I'm the one who vanquished him, do I get the collection?
Hey, what's up, guys?
That's another one. I'm not going to make
We live here. In an infinite flat universe. We live here.
Have some cigarette. It brings me back up to normal. Ooh. I don't even know if I can sing at the moment. Ooh. Not until I get this into me. Ooh. It's like I've been in an athlete running Olympic 100 meters. Ooh. Yeah, got me warning. Yeah, I know. I'm smoking now. I can continue to smoke. So we'll get ordered. We're nearly doing it.
If you think the Grand Canyon was formed over millions of years, this may make you think again.
I doubt it.
Let me introduce you to Burlingame Canyon near Walla Walla, Washington. This ditch was naturally 10 feet deep and about 6 feet wide and often had no water in it. But in March of 1926, after windstorms blocked the canals in the Gardenia farming district, water had to be diverted into this ditch while the canal was under construction. What happened was the Burlingame Canyon was created in 6 days. As of today, the canyon is 50.
Okay, that's not what the Grand Canyon is. So that's a non sequitur.
1,500 feet long and 120 feet deep. This canyon proves that you don't need millions and millions of years for erosion to take place.
It would heavily depend upon the rock, right? I'm gonna imagine that depends upon the rock and the amount of water that's being used. Like, what? As if all rock and water flow is the same.
In a hypothetical situation where somebody that thinks the Earth is a ball sues somebody that thinks the Earth is a level topographical plane in court, don't you think if we were actually on a ball that spins, is on a tilt, orbits the sun, and chases the sun through...
We have an axial tilt. But when you say it's on a tilt, it sounds like you're implying that we should all be walking sideways. That's not how it works.
Space, don't you think it would be pretty easy to win that court case? Well, guess what? I tricked you. It wasn't a hypothetical situation. This actually happened in a Georgia court. Zen Garcia, a Christian flat earther, not only won once, but twice in court with a glober that was trying to prove that the Earth has curvature or that it spins over 50 miles an hour. Here are some of the details of the court case. Thompson countersued Garcia for $15,000 and not lost once but twice again. Reason the judgment was not ruled in Thompson's favor is because he tried to prove the Earth's curvature by using a computer software that he designed, and Garcia rejected it because the contest agreement stated that he wanted a real-world experiment.
Okay, so he didn't follow the rules of the competition. That's why he lost. Not because the Earth is flat.
You actually look into the court case, you'll read here, the contest. This is Garcia. I decided to hold a $5,000 contest to challenge to anybody that could confirm in 2 scientific, repeatable, and verifiable experiments the supposed curvature of the Earth in the rate and manner cited by the accepted formula for determining such declination. We're down here. William Thompson applied to the contest but was never able to produce not even one real-world verifiable scientific experiment which could or would confirm the rate of curvature as decided upon the mathematicians and scientists themselves should the Earth be 24,901 miles in spherical circumference. We don't want your pretty little drawings. We don't want your silly math equations. We don't want your CGI or your computer programs. We want real-world, terrestrial, observable, demonstrable, repeatable experiments to prove the curvature of the Earth, but no one's ever gonna give us that. Garcia went hard in this court case. He even brought some straight-up facts that the Earth is a level plane.
Well, the court didn't rule that the Earth was flat.
In a hypothetical situation...
Fuck yourself, and fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you.
Can't believe I made a video about old Beetlejuice Lightfoot there losing that election, and they took it down. What, they don't think people know that bitch lost? They don't think people knew she was going to lose? She's an idiot. So take it down. The news is out there. You can't stop.
I would imagine it's probably because you said something offensive.
Beetlejuice Lightfoot got beat out for mayor of Chicago. Have a nice fucking day. And
I got a new... Ah, crap, here we go again.
Hey, what's up?
Does this one want to play?
I hear a lot of people praying here on TikTok, and all I can tell you is when you make your prayers, you need to get as specific as possible, because if you're just praying generally, then your answers are going to be just general. Be specific.
If God can't suss out what I mean, are they God? I bring into question the abilities of a God who doesn't know what I mean.
So, hello. Boom, 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 boom.
So because I called out,
We're back on the record at.
Okay, TikTok drives me nuts.
So there's been a trend on.
Do we need to see Undead Chronic be an asshole? Stone Corbell says, wow, I didn't know God was like an evil genie in a be careful what you wish for story.
So there's been a trend on 4chan. There's like a new move.
If you know what trends on 4chan are, your opinion doesn't matter.
Movement. Wait. I'll get to the movement, but let's read this title, this article. Why have so many American men given up on work? Why do you guys think there's so many men
Probably the same reason a bunch of people have, because it's not fairly compensated.
giving up on work?
I'm gonna guess you're gonna blame feminism or something, though, because that's your entire shtick.
Think of the subline is fewer middle-aged men in the job market. Now, there's middle-aged men who have never been married. There's middle-aged men who have been divorced and the kids are older. There's middle-aged men. Basically, it's taxes are going up. After a divorce, your payments to your ex-wife are based on your...
It's so funny to me that they take, like, divorce as just a foregone conclusion.
income. And there's a lot of guys that haven't gotten married, or they got married, got divorced, didn't have kids, or got married, got divorced, and the kids are taking care of themselves now. So what's their incentive? What's their incentive to strive? For what? See, when you're a man, you live alone, life is very cheap. It's cheap. Now, inflation's a thing, but it's cheap.
Okay.
You don't have to buy clothing. You don't have to buy fashion. You don't
have to buy clothing? You should probably wear clothing. You have to go out sometimes. Like, I don't care if you want to be nude wherever you're allowed to be nude, but in public, that's generally frowned upon.
to buy new cars. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You don't have to go on crazy vacations. Most men I know, the vacation they want to do is they want to go camping for a week.
Then go do that.
They want to go see nature. They want to hang out. Maybe see a football game. Most of the women I know, their vacations, I want to go to Paris. I want to go to London. I want to go party in New York City. It is expensive.
You don't talk to women. What women are you talking to? Who are these hypothetical women? What are you even fucking saying?
Expensive as anything, so you gotta grind your brains to the dust just to pay for that crap. The single men? Oh, no, we're great. So there's a trend on 4chan, and it's the title of their post was 51 million prime working age men have dropped out of society, and here's their motto. I think it's a motto of the movement. No puniti, no land, no work, no taxes, no military service. Simple as.
Okay, that was always allowed. You can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
I'll say it again. No puniti?
Do you think you're entitled... When he says puniti, by the way, that's his gross-ass slang term for a vagina. He's talking about vagina. You're not entitled to other people's bodies, sir.
No land? That's okay. No work. No taxes. No military service.
Okay, that's fine. Don't do any of those things. Be a neat. I don't care.
Simple as. And it speaks to the social contract that has been destroyed for men. See, men are still expected to work, to pay taxes, and to serve in the military. The government is not expected to help men get land. And when I say help men get land, it's really stop people from buying all the land, stop BlackRock from buying the land, stop foreign investments from buying the land, stop rich.
It's always interesting to me when people single out foreign investments as if for some reason, like, a Chinese capitalist is more offensive to them than, like, an American capitalist. Thank you very much. I'd like the boot that's on my neck to be American-made. How strange. Just say investment. You can just say speculators. You can just say investment. It is irrelevant where the capital is coming from.
Banker boys in New York City from buying the land and making it expensive and always renting. Right? It's not like the government has to give you land. They have in the past. You know, look at the U.S. when they were a burgeoning empire. They had land grants. Look at Rome. When they were expanding like crazy, they had land grants. Every strong, rising nation, empire had a deal that young men who served in the army, who paid X amount of tax or whatever it was, would get land of their own.
Wouldn't you normally call this socialism if we just started giving people land? Like, I think it'd be great if people just, like, had a place where it's theirs, no matter what. I agree. So why are you like this? Because nothing you do is in the service of any of the things you apparently want.
That doesn't exist anymore. Now you get to rent a goy pod in a big city.
Anti-Semitism again. Wow.
For $1,200 a month. For 300 square feet. You better hope you don't get...
God damn it, my wife knows how to flirt.
Violently diversified on your way to work. While BlackRock and Blackstone own all the land. And all these rich Hollywood sexuals own all the land too. Oh, you want to go camp?
Did he say Hollywood rich sexuals?
Some open land no one owns? Well, the government owns it, and they're going to send the feds to yeet you. Yeah, good luck. No puniti? Yeah, look at Western woman. So no opportunity. It's not just puniti. Puniti is how you have a family.
Oh my god, what is wrong with this man?
So you have no opportunity. Now, you do, but the majority of men have much less opportunities to get a family. They have much fewer opportunities to buy land. Now, some of the men...
I own land, you fuck. Carney says, why are people like this so obsessed with land? I don't know.
Are going to go hard at work. And they're going to pay a lot.
Eldronder says, Stitch voice. Hold on, I gotta try my... One sec. Puniti means family.
Taxes. And some will serve in the military to get a small amount of land and a small amount of puniti that may or may not destroy their family in 10 years. But a huge majority of men are just like, well, I got vidya. I got drugs and alcohol. I got...
Don't clip me using the Stitch voice, please. I know like...
Braun. My needs are met. I don't need to work full time. And they're concerned about the middle-aged men not working. Give it 20 years. People are going to be screaming, where are all the men? You guys know, like, medical schools? Like,
he's genuinely just desperate for some period of time where someone would just want him just for, like, being a man. He has so few accomplishments as an individual, as a human being, that he feels that the only thing he should have to be in order to be desirable is be a man. Whatever that happens to mean to him, which apparently means being a sexist cunt.
64% female. Yeah, a lot of those female doctors, once they marry off a male doctor, it's not that they retire, but they reduce their hours by a ton. Yeah, there's going to be a healthcare crisis because we had all these female doctors decide to retire early.
Unironically, he's being like, all these women are just want to have babies. They won't be doctors because they gotta go home and have babies. Oh my god.
Or reduce their hours or whatever it is because of affirmative action.
What are you fucking talking about?
You guys are going to break your bone and go to a crackhead outside the hospital to fix it. He's like, oh.
This is why people care about land. What is this going to be?
She's beautiful. She's rich. She's got huge
tracts of land. Yeah.
I've seen this before, guys. Yeah, sure. The poster says, 51 million prime working age white men in the U.S. have dropped out of society. I'm not sure if they're white though. I saw the statistic. I think it was just all men, but I'm not sure. This guy says it's white, but it's 4chan. They're gonna be like it's all white men. Sure.
It's almost like 4chan is a shithole full of Nazis. Crazy.
I think there's only...
And for those who haven't been on 4chan lately, there's still, like, unironic, like, Nazi positive threads. Like, it's bad. It's bad. It's still bad. Don't go there.
75 million white men in the U.S. I think that's the stats are like 80. So 51 million prime. Now, most of those 80 million white men are probably over the age of 40.
Also, 4chan is home to the absolute worst trans community on the fucking internet. They're all self-hating. It's a nightmare.
Yes, they're prime, but
I genuinely, going to 4chan as a trans person is like self-harm.
I disagree with the assessment that those 51 million men are all white. I don't think that's right.
Gnome Pickles of 50-bit says, men are obviously the strong ones. That's why they're always on the verge of falling apart, because the mean ladies dare to have standards and want their own careers.
But I could be wrong. This number has non-upload. Non-upload? Is that times 9?
Like, this is what I don't get. Like, if you wanted to do this, you'd just do this. If you want to drop out of society, fucking do it. You don't need to keep telling us about it. It's like that bit from The Jerk. You guys know The Jerk with Steve Martin? Where he's like, I'm out of here. All I need is this. And this. And I need this. And he's going around the house picking up everything. It's like that. Like, just fucking leave. We get it. Good. We are not missing you. You're acting as though you have a bargaining chip here. Like, we're gonna be like, no, don't leave. No, fucking leave. Go. Get out of society. Thank you.
I don't know. In 10 years. It shows absolutely no sign of slowing down. You're right. There's more and more men say, hey, it's not worth it. Six guys living in a 3-bedroom apartment, working 10 hours a week.
6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment, 6 feet apart, because they're not gay.
With a couple consoles, just gaming and smoking.
Unironically, if that makes you happy, then do it. If that makes you happy, then do it. I don't care. That doesn't make me upset. I don't give a shit. If that makes you happy, go do that. Great. What else is there to say about it? Gnome Pickle says, my message to these men.
I'm tired of your yapping. All you ever do is complain. You never try to make things better. Well, I'm running away from this dead-end family. I know there's a place for people like me with new ideas. There has to be.
Fine, get going.
Oh, I'm going. You're gonna be all, where's Bender? I miss Bender.
We won't know that until you leave.
Oh, I'm leaving.
There's the door.
I'll be good.
That's a reality for a ton of people. Men only want
Futurama was such an underrated show. You say was, as in past tense. The new season is starting, like, in the next month, I think.
Things in life.
If you hadn't heard, Futurama's coming back, and it's on Hulu now.
Young, virgin, fertile, fresh puniti.
Ew.
True. Children. True. And lots of land. True.
It just... I get it. You're sexually insecure, so you want to have a partner that you feel won't have anyone to compare you to because you feel insecure about your own ability to please a woman. Just maybe get over it and learn to communicate with your partner instead of insisting that you not have anyone with any experience, you goddamn sicko.
Under the current form of the social contract, no matter how much you work, how much you sacrifice, the bottom 95% of men will never obtain all three. I mean, if you really work hard, like if you're like born in the hood, single mother, but you work hard, be a trucker, save your money, get some land middle of nowhere, You can get land, not lots. You can import a bride.
Import a bride!
Works out, you have a lot of kids. But imagine that. You have to spend 10 to 20 years working your body to the bone just to get the chance of a couple acres of land in a horrible location. It's not horrible for me, but a lot of guys that don't want to live in the middle of nowhere. And then you have to import a bride.
No one's telling you to do that!
Does that sound like a good recipe for a strong country? Guys, I don't think so. It sounds like a horrible recipe for a strong country. Don't you want your native men marrying native women at a young age and then having an incentive to work harder throughout their 30s, 40s, and 50s? No, well, we gave women freedom and we gave bankers control. So that's not what we have right now.
I'm excited for the new Arrow stuff. Let's take a look. I know I saw it. I know Weird Science on the list. I don't think the only thing that looked interesting to me was the Jackie Chan New Fists of Fury. I'm not actually the biggest fan of Weird Science. I don't hate it or anything, but it's just not like one that I've ever been like, oh, I need to watch Weird Science again. It's fine. But there's nothing in the Arrow stuff this month that I think is, or in whatever month that is. It's not this upcoming month. I think that's the month after. There's nothing that interests me in particular.
Will never obtain 2 of the 3, and the bottom 60% will never obtain 1. Well, you can't really have... I mean, if artificial wombs or surrogacy becomes...
You think 60% of men are single? Like, in their entire life? This is pathetic projection.
Thing, like...
No Last House on the Left. It's the remake. It's the remake, to be clear. I own the original Last House on the Left already. And I haven't seen the remake, so I don't know if it's good or not. Arrow's putting it out, so it must be okay at least, or at least interesting in some way. But I've not seen the remake.
It's a combination of things, guys. It's like, if you're just 5'2", butt ugly, and you're working as a welder, or you're working at, like, you get $50K a year, if you save up and grind, you
could easily, if you're like not a shitty person, you can absolutely meet someone. What are you talking about? You think you can't meet someone if you have a steady job?
Can get a surrogate.
Again, if you can't, might just be because you're a shitty person.
You can get kids at least. But you're already in such a miserable state. Like, it's just, I just want to enjoy my life for what it is. So I don't judge those guys. I feel bad for them, but it's not like I pity them. I feel bad for them. You know, this society, this culture, it sucks. And there's guys out there who they had to put so much work in just to get the attention of a girl that's like a 2 out of 10 who may still divorce them. So they decided to chill at home and play video games. I mean, hey, I love video. It's all good.
That's fine. Why do you post about it every day? Again, if that's what you really wanted to do with your life and you were okay with it, you wouldn't spend every single fucking day talking about it.
If there was more masculine, centralized leadership, this wouldn't be.
And if there's one thing the world's been lacking for human history, it's been centralized masculine leadership. Come on, man!
Be the case. The smart men realized this 10 to 15 years ago. And MGTOW's been around for like 15, 20 years. So yeah, I kind of agree with that. Now the dumb men are starting to realize and become aware of their own situations. Civilization is just going to have to continue without young men. Yeah, it can't. There is no civilization without...
It can't? Okay.
Young men. Young men
Hydrate.
Become middle-aged men, become old men. They build civilization. You don't get the civis, the city, without men building it. You don't get it. Yeah, send some...
Sir, what cities have you built? What are you talking about?
Woman to go weld up in Alaska. Tell me how it goes.
You think women are incapable of learning how to weld?
All quit. The construction jobs, the oil drilling jobs, the roofing jobs, the HVAC jobs, all...
Are you under the impression that most of these jobs don't rely on tools as opposed to raw physical strength?
All the jobs that traditionally only young men did are now going to have to be done by women.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
Good luck running civilization without young men.
Sounds good. Great. Enjoy your video games. Don't know how you're going to afford them, but I wish you luck.
No puniti, no land, no work, no taxes, no military service. Simple as.
Okay.
Young women aren't going to do it. They're not going to do it. So, the businesses, HVAC, roofing, oil drilling, construction, if they are really going to be subject to the forces of...
Stone Corbell says, it astounds me how many of these people we cover on this channel, be they chuds, conspiracy theorists, crypto people, sovereign citizens, all their problems go back to capitalism. Your problem is capitalism.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, like, that is weird. Baja says, I drive past highway construction every day, and every time I see women on the teams doing shit just like the men. It's great to see. Is he unfamiliar that women already do many of these jobs? Probably all of them, there are examples of women. I understand that many of these jobs are skewed in terms of demographics towards men, but women are certainly capable of doing them, and therefore, if it became a situation where fewer men were doing those jobs, women could come in and do them because women are clearly capable of doing them, because they already are. Just wild to me. Just wild.
They're going to have to raise the salary. I mean, if being an oil drilling job or construction or HVAC was paying $200,000 a year, I'd be out there roofing. I'd be out there putting AC in, smoking weed. But this AC's nice, but I smell like there's a skunk in there.
The fact that you're already talking about smoking a fucking bong on the job tells me why you're probably not as successful as you would hope to be in your imagination. His first thought was, how am I gonna smoke weed while I'm fixing people's HVAC systems?
Oh, funny times, guys. Funny times. The West is going to get everything.
I like that he talks about everything in the West as degenerate and crumbling society, but him sitting around and smoking weed and complaining about women is apparently not degenerate behavior.
It deserves.
Amazing. Amazing. He's fun. I mean, he's not fun, but he always makes me laugh. Just not for the reasons he intends. What are you gonna do? This is already set to popular. I don't know.
So how do you like this one, people? I got some more information for you. Southfield High School right here. Here on 10 Mile and Lajer. It looks like we saved a soul. Looks like we woke somebody up. Now they're leaving. Anyway, we woke some people up today. There's a lot more people woke than you can imagine. But anyway, Southfield High School here on 10 Mile and Lajer here in Southfield, Michigan is hosting a private event. So I guess the private event is some kind of vaccination thing. I don't know. They got the little van back here. Let me show you what's going on here. See, this is public sidewalk. They're not going to let me on school property, which it is.
I can't imagine why.
Public property, but they got some...
Oh my god, he's almost doing like a First Amendment audit type thing. Sir, you're not entitled to be on school property. H-Beard says he and Betty Buttcrack need to hook up.
vaccination van or whatever that is back there. So this is the high school, in case you haven't heard, charging unvaccinated kids $80, or students I should say, $80 to go to prom if they're not vaccinated. If they are vaccinated, they get in for free. What kind of Gestapo paper pushing?
Remember how the Gestapo would say, "Pay me $80 or I'll murder you." I think they just took people to gulags and stuff. I don't think it was a choice of paying $80 or pay me $80 or you do not go to prom. Prom isn't generally free. The prom at my college was more than, or my high school rather, was more than $80. So them getting in free is a bonus. It's not necessarily just a punishment for unvaxxed people. It's a reward for people who are vaccinated.
China communist bullcrap is that? But anyway, so I guess there's some kind of a private event going on.
Gestapo was German. I can't do a German accent, though. I could try. Yeah, is good, yeah? Yeah? Give me $80 or... no, I got nothing. I can't do it. I gotta pretend they're Russian.
On public property, some vaccination event. So
you're Swedish!
Kick this off. They wouldn't tell us what private event is going on, so we talked to the officer and he was like, well, this is a private event. Well, actually this is my tax dollars at work, so I'd like to know what private event it is. It's my tax dollars at work. And I have a right to know, as a tax-paying citizen, what's being held on public property. Okay? So I guess they're using public schools to push the vaccine. I'll be damned. And hosting private events, from my understanding. They wouldn't tell us. So.
Sounds like it's private. Probably full of kids.
Oh.
Maybe don't ask about it, you creep.
But anyway, that's what's going on. We're still here in Southfield. I'm going to leave in a few minutes and head for Dayton, Ohio. Save America rally happening tonight, Dayton, Ohio. Supposed to be big. Trump Unity Bridge is going to be down there. I'm gonna start heading out here in a minute.
Lennon Cat says the Protect Kids crowd sure does want just any rando to have access to other people's kids, right? I have a feeling if this guy's laptop was investigated, probably some bad things would be found. That's speculative for legal reasons. Who we raiding? Who we raiding? We've raided Cassavell a lot lately. We could do left flank vets, I guess. Just doing a test stream, though. That's kind of funny to raid into a test. Action. Shark, maybe? Raid the test stream. It's kind of funny. Alright, love you too, Mr. Blast. I will see you guys tomorrow for something. Don't know what. But it'll certainly be a thing. Oh, by the way, we were going to do the patron-only live stream today, but I ended up busier today than I was intending. So we're going to do 4 patron live streams in the next month. It's going to be Patreon Appreciation Month in June. So we're going to do 4 patron-only live shows in June. So join the Patreon if you would like to be a part of this. Okay, let's do this raid. Take care, 8 gays and a Wendy's. I want Wendy's. I want to be one of the 8 gays. I'll take my wife. She'll be another of the 8 gays. Together, we'll form Captain Gay! It's kind of like Captain Planet, but rainbowy. Anyway, have a good night. See you guys later.